And we are live. Okay. How are you all doing, chat? Okay. So we got a bit of things to go over. I wanted to cover this TurkeyTom video just because I had already been dipping my hands into the Ruben Sim drama. So, for those of you that don't know, Ruben Sim is a long time, like from almost the very early days. Roblox streamer, YouTuber, etc. He has like 1.5 million subs on YouTube. Now, he's a bit controversial. He's been big into... So his claim to fame is exposing predators in the Roblox community. Something which he seems to encourage other people to do. He looks into like techniques to find people who are saying sexual content and such that shouldn't be in an all ages game like Roblox. But he has also gotten into a lot of drama with the company that produces the game, which I think is fair because they're kind of shitty themselves. Like, if you've looked at some of that stuff like unpaid child labor and all of that, there's some weird shit that goes on. But he kind of went off the deep end as kind of like, well, these people are all trying to protect predators. His latest target has been furries, the furry community. So Roblox has like a lot of these animal costume items and such, and he doesn't like any of that shit. Like, no dress up as a cat girl or whatever for your kids. That's furry shit, and it's all inherently sexual. He knows this because he misread a study, a psychological study done by furries themselves, which was on a furry website. Well, it's like actual, like a genuine study, but he had seen that it was like 95% of male furry respondents to that survey had admitted to viewing furry pornography in the past, and he took that to mean that 95% of all furries actively engage in the enjoyment of furry pornography, and that therefore 95% of all furries are into it for sexual reasons, which is just not the case. If you read further into that study, you would find that 45% of that 95%, in fact, find it either neutral to unpleasant that such things exist. Like, they have a neutral to negative reaction to the concept of furry pornography. So we're going to get into that. I have some other things. If we got time, we'll see. Right. So, there we go. Pull that up. Everybody good? We awesome?
Trying to make a very clear distinction with this iceberg by having the vouch zone at the bottom, because as we all know, vouch is like sexually attracted to the idea of being a horse.
What? Hold on, I gotta narrate this more menacingly.
That being
Bosch
said,
zone.
I can pay someone a sum of money to have heavily armed police come knocking at the door of both you and your relative.
Oh, Jesus. Man, we are just getting into insanity. I heard that this really kind of goes a little off the deep end by the end. We'll see how it goes.
My account. Don't try to cancel me attacking over it.
Wait, did you just say it's yours?
Where all the furry drama really started was with the tweet that Bluefulf made, because Bluefulf took issue with one of the graphics in my video.
It was the iceberg one, right?
Yeah, so it was an 8-minute long video covering all the different types of Roblox users, and there's a 1-minute segment where I talk about furries, and
I remember it was,
I'd say it's about. I would say it's about 2 minutes, but it's just a small part out of a 20-minute video, actually.
and you were panning down it, and it had like blue fall. There was like the yellow fox guy who I guess died. There was some other person on there who I actually met in real life and kind of like followed me around at a furry convention I was filming at.
Was it the green guy?
Yeah, the green guy. Yeah.
The green
This
guy.
is what pissed a lot of people off. This was really the main source of criticism for this video. So
Right.
a little bit of background. I did not have a video planned for April, and I was like rushing to get this out before the end of the month. And so I kind of cobbled together this graphic to explain away this part of the video.
Right.
And it was really rushed. But the point I was trying to convey here was to reflect the results of the first science study, where you had 5% of the participants who said that they don't consume furry.
No, you read that wrong. Okay. Okay. We'll have to pull that up. Because, frequency of porn use. So, this study's much more in depth than that, okay? Okay, I want to know about Therians. Remember, it's a little bit down in this. We get like lots of bar graphs. So he took the biggest number here, okay? Which is 96%. So it's actually lower than he was saying, though not that. That's like 2%. That's not a big deal compared to like 90%, right? But no. The do you view furry pornography, 96.3%, yes, for just the males, 78.3% for females. You're going to see that it does. I mean, the iceberg does have relevance, I would say, and that the majority is tending towards positive views towards furry pornography. Let's see, male and female. So here's the actual. So we have mixed. So if we put male and female together, the majority is in fact mixed to very negative. We'll find. But we'll find also that the majority of male participants are mixed to very positive. Okay? Which probably reflects, I'm going to say, the general population's attitudes towards pornography in general. I don't have a study for that at the moment, but we're looking at this one because this is the one that Ruben Sim cited incorrectly for his video. Now this is interesting to me too, that there's apparently, like, these furries view non-furry and furry pornography very differently. Like, they tend to be fairly negative towards non-furry pornography. Preference, so we see that here that there is a positive correlation for the preference of pornographic furry art, but it's really not that extreme as you might think. That in fact, no, the biggest column here is no strong preference to, a slight preference for pornographic, but mostly non-pornographic, right? Very openly. So so what percentage of the furry art that you view as pornographic is only 15.9% out of that 90.8%, which still seems like a lot to me. I'm going to be honest, but
at the top.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this 5%, at least from the ones I've spoke to on Twitter, is that they think that furries that do look at furry are weird and gross, right? And then you have the people that do look at furry who look at the real full-blown zoophiles as being gross and disgusting.
Right.
So the way that most furries see
yeah.
zoophiles is how the 5% of furries see the 95% of furries. And
Well, again, you're really generalizing here. Again, he's getting that 5% and 95% from the one largest statistic in the multi-tiered study. That the rest of them is definitely a majority looking at that study, but it's not 95% majority.
And I was trying to think of a way to.
It's more like 70%, 75%.
I have all of these pictures of furries that I know for a fact consume furry to some extent, and some of these I kind of phoned it in as I was like running out of furries that I could think of.
Yeah, there's a couple of notorious ones,
stuff,
right?
Like the boy kisser Roblox avatar on the top right.
Right.
And there's another guy on here named Generic Purple Protogen, who I know absolutely nothing about. I just Googled Protogen furry, and I saw in the results there was one that said Generic Purple Protogen. I had no idea who this guy was.
Okay. Let me do your job for you, Ruben. Protogen, because I don't want his Discord. I don't know who he is either. Is this gonna curse me? It's a furry YouTube channel that mostly revolves around... Okay. Oh god. I am done with YouTube. Has he still posted stuff? Let's see.
Many times. Hey Purple, why did you start the channel? And while I've answered this,
Oh, his voice is kind of annoying.
But just keep this in mind for later, because in the summer I got
what is he? Is he like Arcteryx? Like robot dinosaur cat? The robot dinosaur cat? Like, what am I looking at? 4 weeks ago. Okay. We'll do it, chat. We'll put up with his voice for 4 minutes, okay?
And while I've answered this many times on streams, I thought I'd just put it all in one video for your viewing convenience. And even though I know this video is probably not going to do super well, let's just start. So, our story begins in February of 2021. I became a furry. I know, surprising, but just keep this in mind for
2021,
later,
okay.
because in the summer, I got my first job, and it sucked. Like, hard. It did what hard? Staying up till 2 in the morning to clean a 4-story tall movie theater, and then wake up.
Okay, I don't really care about this.
And I also realized that even though I'm a furry, I never talked to any furries or interacted with them. I never left a comment on a video, and up to me.
So it's just like furry stuff.
I've got to meet so many cool
I mean, nothing about pornography, but I do find him a little annoying. No. Oh, is this like a November video? Okay. This guy's not huge though. It's got like 20,000 views on video. Like, this isn't Ruben Sim big. Like, I don't know. Only guarantee is Protogen animations. And listen, if people like this guy, it's fine. It's definitely not my sort of content, but whatever. I still don't know what sort of fucking animal is it? Like, what is this thing I'm looking at? No, I don't want to join. I just want to see channel members, because these are all definitely like furry types, right? Furries. Okay.
I thought that it was literally
So
like
this
a
guy.
generic purple protogen, and it wasn't like actually tied to anyone's identity.
Yeah.
So I just threw it in the video, and then it turns out it's like a YouTuber or something.
Do you feel like
And then,
do you feel like some of the anger is justified of like Blue Fall? I don't even know what Blue Fall precisely gets off. Do I know they have like a scat fetish or something? But to my knowledge, I mean, I guess the first question.
Doesn't Blue Wolf like get a lot of hate for being like transgender? That was like my understanding. I don't know. I don't really know Blue Wolf, so I don't know if like the hate is warranted. Did she? No, she hasn't posted anything. Blue Wolf. Let's see. Do we have anything worth looking at? We're gonna get bombarded by NSFW, loan payment stuff, trans vibes. Why is it so expensive? Honestly, nothing real interesting. It's just like going back to the beginning of the month too. Like, so there's Blue Wolf. I think I talked about this before. Like, honestly, I find the girl a lot cuter than the fursuit, but that's like I'm not a furry, so. Okay, go away, Blue Wolf.
Logic
We're
is
done
like,
with you.
Do you think that anybody who masturbates to the like I fucking hate talking about this. The like anthropomorphic animals, do you think they are zoophiles?
Well, there's a term for them that the scientific
Okay.
community uses because furries are like one of the most researched fan bases in existence. And the psychological term
I don't know if that's true. He's gonna talk about anthrozoology. Watch this.
for these people is an anthropomorphozoophile. So they're not full-blown zoophiles in that they're not actually attracted to real animals, just
Okay. This is good because this is like an important distinction, like among like furries and such, right? So, I'll stop that. Okay. So what they are into is anthros. Again, I don't get it, but it is a thing, right? So,
fictionalized versions of them. So I would consider it a form of zoophilia. But
Do you
I
see,
don't
do you see
think
it as like the
they're-
lolicon like disparity, I guess?
It's very close. The arguments that lolicons use are almost identical. To the
No,
ones
no,
that
no, no,
furries
no, no,
use,
no, no,
but I
no,
think
no.
that there is a
let's not compare lolicon and furry porn, okay? Now, there is a comparison that can be driven between lolicon and actual zoophilia, right? I mean, unless he's just trying to say like the fictional angle, like, oh, it's okay because it's fictional, because like actual children exist though, right? Actual animals exist. Like anthros don't exist unless we're like talking about like people in like mascot suits, like some of these fancy fur suits. That's not actually a thing in real life. Maybe like some aliens on another planet somewhere or something, but no. So this analogy is already kind of broken. And the key distinction, why? Like CP, zoophilia, all those things are bad and morally reprehensible, is that there is no such thing as consent, right? It's not merely children being underage or underdeveloped or whatever, like, or the creepy ass power dynamics. It's that they are not in a position to consent. Animals, likewise, pets, cannot be understood to consent. So that it's always criminal, always bad. I can't be moved on this. But in a hypothetical world where we say we have an anthro character that can speak and talk to people and is an adult, okay? We're not talking like the diaper fur or cub art or whatever the shit. Talking about just normal, disgusting furry porn, okay? We don't have to like it here, but no, I would understand that as being like a consenting adult. Same thing like if somebody draws like alien pornography, right? Or tentacle porn. Like if there's a measure of, is this breaking any legal bounds? If this were real, if you can say, no, not really, then I don't know what the problem is having people have their weird fetish. all these people got some weird fetishes. Sir Ruben Sim has something. That's a little out of the ordinary, be it consensual, non-consent, or whatever the fuck. Anyway, that was my understanding of this. Let's see what he says.
A bit more of a distinction between like the shape of a furry animal and the shape of like a lolicon character compared to an actual child. But the point, I don't, to answer your question about Blue Wolf, I don't entirely fault him for claiming that I
No. Don't misgender Blue Wolf, okay? This is already not going well. Oh boy. Okay, keep going.
I was trying to make a very clear
Is it Blue
with
Wolf?
this iceberg by
He,
having
him?
the
I
Vouch
thought it was
zone
she,
at the
her.
bottom, because as we all know, Vouch is like sexually attracted to the idea of being a horse, which is I think the correct term for that would be autozoophilia.
I don't even know where that comes from. I don't know if it's trauma informed. I haven't done enough research on this.
Transgender female fursuiter. No, so she, her. So no, I'm right, and he's just misgendering Blue Wolf. And yeah, that was my understanding. Is a lot of the Blue Wolf hate comes from Blue Wolf being both transgender and a furry. Like it's a two fur for like.
I don't know where you
just
get
like
wanting to be a
absolute
horse.
firebrand.
I mean, I guess, but like, how addicted do you need to want to be a horse? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't like. He literally said, he's like, you don't understand. I don't want to fuck a horse. I want to be the horse it is.
He wants to be the horse, but like, because he wants to have a
Yeah,
horse dick.
I mean,
that's why. But like,
yeah,
why not
he
just
gets
be a human with a horse dick? Why is it? And why does it have to be like a horse dick? Why not just a giant dick?
And why does it have to be like the
There's
short stack
definitely, like,
goblins? You know, like, what's going on there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, so there's definitely like a zoophilic aspect to that, and I was hoping that that's what the conclusion that people would come
See,
to. When they saw
zoophilic
this. But I
aspect is
realized
we're
later
kind of
that I
using the
messed up.
slippery
I made a
slope
very grave
there, but
mistake when I put this together, because to the left of
whatever,
that
I'm
giant, the
not
rest
here
of the
to defend
text
Bosch.
is hypnotist Sappho, and Sappho is
Sappho is a dog.
full-blown zoophile. Exactly. So what
Yeah.
I think happened was Blue Wolf saw his avatar next to Sappho's and said, "Oh, this is the zoophile layer." So Ruben's calling me a zoophile.
Well, that
So
was
I
my
don't
understanding,
entirely blame him
too.
for making that assumption. That's not what I was trying to say, but you know, it is what it is. And the guy that died, his name
Timothy
is
McCormick.
Lemonade Coyote.
Yeah.
He this one I really
I don't know a
felt
lot
because
about these furries, to be
knew about
honest.
this guy because he was in some drama like over a decade ago before he died. I had no idea that he actually died, and to make it worse, he died heroically, like in the line of duty.
He died in an ambulance.
crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt really bad when
Whoa.
I found that out, and right away I went into the YouTube editor and blurred out his image.
Right.
But that was not.
Oh,
enough
that's why
to
that one's
please the furry
censored.
board
Okay.
that was descending on my Twitter mentions and my YouTube comments.
But that's not. But
I was
but that's how
wondering
it all
what the
started,
deal with
right?
that was
Blue
when I
Wolf saw
watched
that,
the
made
video.
tweet, and then
Blue Wolf made his tweet, and then because he's
Okay,
like
stop.
a furry celebrity.
Stop that. She, her. Like, I don't know if you're doing this intentionally or just making a mistake, but
These other furries jumped on.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
and
keep
started
jumping on you
attacking
for
me.
that.
And it got so bad that there was a furry that left a comment on my YouTube channel.
it's nice to hear from you, BRS born. Oh, dun 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 dun.
He was like threatening to swat my entire family. The way he wrote it is so like sinister.
It's
Well,
nice
we
to
all
hear
got a
from you,
doc. I
BRS,
mean, so
Laura.
Ruben Sim's already been doxxed before. Like, there's actually like the exposing Ruben Sim account, which I think they are going to talk about in detail. Twitter account that's like weirdly parasocial and like been going after him for years, and it's crazy. But no, he's already been doxxed and such. Like,
unfortunately,
shit
you're
is-
in a small problem right now. As I have the personal information of you and your relatives. That being said, hold on, I gotta narrate this more menacingly.
That being said, I can pay someone a sum of money to have heavily armed police come knocking at the door of both you
goddamn
and your
Tom. Goddamn, I love that
relatives. This practice is well known, and I'm sure you already know the implications of it.
Why do they say this practice? Just say swatting. Like, why?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
like he's
fuck?
afraid to say the word.
Yeah. Also, they're publicly announcing they're gonna do this on a fucking YouTube channel. Like, do they not think that people can like trace that? Whatever.
Cease all harassment of any innocent individuals and make other content. If you value the life of your relatives and associates, it would be ill-advised to go against what I have said. Thank you for your attention.
Okay. So you get this comment. Did you get other comments or?
Probably. But I wasn't looking at my YouTube comments that much. But I saw this one, and instead of like deleting it, pinned it on the channel, and then I posted it on Twitter, and immediately he deletes it. He's like, never mind, and runs away. But not
No,
before
you posted it on the internet. Even if you delete it, pretend it's not there, it's still there. Like, this is something that bothers me about, like, people that, like, post, like, insane tweets and then, like, delete it. Like, no. Especially if they, like, bulk delete everything, like, with, like, a tweet eraser or something. It's like, no, I never said that. Like, it still happened. It's still archived, usually. Like,
I got
think
the
before you
screenshot, and
post,
within
people.
minutes, people found out like exactly who he was, and when I posted the tweet, all these furries ran in to like run damage control, and one of them goes by the name Jersey Furry, but his former alias was Tap Wrench. Tap Wrench
Jersey Furry, I think, is like the Ruben Sims hater that's been like obsessed with him for like crazy long time, I think.
developed a pretty famous Roblox game called, I think, Clean Up Roblox. And this game got really popular because all these YouTubers started playing it. You basically run around a map with all of these NPCs of famous Roblox users, and you shoot the ones that you don't like, and you clean up Roblox. So
Also, that's kind of, I'll be honest, that's kind of mean. That's kind of nasty. Like,
all these furries are saying things like, you know, you can't.
no. Again, you're generalizing. It's not all furries. You're going like, all these furries hate me, want to do the gun games, or into porn. See, this is the thing. Like, if you're going after individual people who are problematic, who are furries, which you've been doing, like, for a while, that's fine. Nobody... Ow! That was a flying kitten on my leg. Claws out. I got a new kitten. Oh, she's cute, but boy, is she crazy. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Yeah, this is the problem, is he generalizes, and then the people in the furry community hear these generalizations instead just thinking, well, this guy just making gross generalizations. They're like, oh, he's out after all of us. And his fans will take it the same way, like, okay, all furries are bad, we should harass all furry accounts. Like, not all of them, but enough of them that, like, these people are getting, like, hate and such from you, and they're at the same time sending hate your way. It's like, you know, when I covered this initially, I was saying how there was, like, doxing on both sides, because that's how this is happening. Like, the anti-Ruben Sim people have been legit insane, but we have to be really careful about some of these generalizations.
Judge all of us furries. The tweet that I posted that comment on was like kind of rage baiting. I was like, this is why furries are so dangerous. They're so sensitive. They'll resort to violence over someone bringing up statistics from their own fan base. Oh, that was the other thing that people got upset about, was the study, the first science study.
Right. They said the sample size is not large enough. Is their argument,
they
right?
said that yes, the sample size is too small.
Okay.
And one of the
That's
main
not the problem with the
arguments that
study.
people made about that was that if you go on Reddit and you look at the subreddit for furry, it has 395,000 members, right? So how could you take...
Okay, no, what the problem is, you're going at the sample size of saying that the 94%, okay, 94% of male respondents who said, yes, they consume furry pornography, you are making that into representing the furry community as a whole, which, no, sample size or not, that's the study, okay? Regardless of their feelings about that, whether they enjoy that or not, or are embarrassed by it. And then you're extrapolating that out as people who are into anthros sexually are not zoophiles. You made that cleared up. But no, borderline zoophiles, where you are comparing this to like ebophilia and like lolicon, right? And I don't necessarily agree with that either. It's like I still think it's weird. Like it's not my thing, but I don't know.
Take a sample size of 433 and use it to say that all these furries look at furry. I don't think these people realize that the subreddit for furry called YIF has like 90,000 more members on it than the subreddit for furries. And I think that's really like a true testament. Even like websites.
And I know, honestly, like a lot of like furry type people in that community, like he would say the 5% or whatever, like people who are not into furry that way, just like anthro characters, like stories with anthro characters and such. They do get kind of annoyed at how intertwined like furry fandom and like furry sexuality is. I don't have a problem with him calling that out. I actually don't have that much of a problem with his stuff. Like mostly it's just like the same problem I have with like the Mama Max stuff and such, where he's like trying to do like the online like predator hunting stuff himself without like a huge understanding of like police operations or like how to do things, like just basic reading of these studies.
Like E621 has
like it doesn't
over
seem like
700,000 unique users every year.
Yes.
So what you're saying is there are more furries in like the furry places than on like the not safe for work furry places, basically.
You mean safe for work furry places? And yes, I think that's absolutely factually true.
Exactly.
But also, we gotta remember the internet is for porn, right? I think a lot of people who are. I was talking to Keldosh about this, right? It's like, yeah, you're a furry, you're just in denial. Because I think there's a lot of people like that. Like, no, animal art, animal stories, no. It doesn't have to be anthros necessarily. Like your Warrior Cats fandom or whatever. And they don't consider themselves furries on this, mostly because like the furry fandom is like so inclined towards the people who are like out and out like the fursuiters, like fursuit sex people that who do want a space to themselves, mind you, that they really don't feel comfortable in that space. And like I say, the internet is for porn. So when we get these internet groups, like furry is still pretty underground. So it tends to still be quite sexually charged in a lot of these groups and a lot of these subreddits and such. And I don't know that that's good or healthy for the fandom, but it is how things stand currently.
People think they're going to make. Not only that, but there's been other studies that have asked the exact same questions, and the results are consistent across the board.
Right.
Furryism is like at its core a sexual thing. There was a study.
Well, again, I don't know that I agree with that, but there's a strong overlap. That would be like saying like LGBT is sexual at its heart. Like sexuality takes a part of it, but like you get people like me, right, who I actually have a problem with people in the LGBT community who make it like an openly sexual thing, like because that really sends a wrong impression to people, whereas it's a like mental thing, like it's a way, like it's more based on like self-image, self-actualization, and your own attractions, at least for me anyway. Then like no, I don't try and be like openly like horny on main, openly sexual, that even though that's related to my identity, okay, but because I am a very not sex negative but private individual, okay, and I think the problem is, like, historically, I was thinking about this with, like, the Rainbow Passage, like, Animal J. Smith stuff, like, some of these, like, old-school LGBT activists, right, who are, like, very, very, like, horny on main and, like, no, way too like open sexually, like no open about their kinks and such, is that in the old school days when this was like all like criminal and underground, that's like the way it was, right? Like, sorry, in for a penny, in for a pound. So the people who were open and into it tended to be very open, very into it, and wanting to express their sexual desires and kinks publicly. And it's become less that way today, as it's become a more of a regular thing, something that regular people are willing to open up and talk about. But we're not there with furry yet, I don't think. So maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll never change. I don't know.
Done by I think 2 psychology PhDs from one was from Northern University,
Northwestern
and another
University,
was
Pennsylvania
from,
State. We got
he was
the
from a big one. It was called the furry phenomenon. The other was from Penn State, and you can look at the results here. And there's like all these charts. There's one in particular I want to show.
sexual attraction to anthropomorphic animals. Yes, okay, and this looks about consistent with the other study. By the way, if they do have that, the other study showed we have the almost obverse, the almost flip of this graph when it comes to non-anthropomorphic animals or just straight up like generic pornography. That they feel more like they'll feel comfortable with furry pornography, but not porn in general, which I find interesting.
Sexual attraction to anthropomorphic animals. Like 1% of respondents said that they don't have any sexual attraction.
Right. So you're saying like intrinsically to furries there is some kind of sexual component.
Right.
So people
I
got
don't
mad
think that's a
about,
lie. No.
Basically saying that study was inaccurate. They're saying not all furries are like that. There seems to be the impression that it's a small amount of furries. Because even for me, my impression was like maybe 30% of the furries are whacking into the weird stuff, but then like
No,
70%
it's definitely a majority.
It's at least 90% for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely higher than, and this is specifically for, this is not in general. I know something like 70% of American men under 30 consume.
Right.
But
Yeah, right. And it's probably even higher than that. So if we extrapolate that to furry and realize, okay, furry population demographics. I'm going to bet that most of the... Okay, First Science has a study on this too. Okay, so this is 2020 study. Demographics, 78.6% white. Age. Okay, so here's the age graph of furries, okay? So, what we start seeing is that majority of furries are below the age of 30, okay? So, yeah, 20 plus 15 plus like another 50, so 20 plus 30. So it is, it's interesting if we got a little bit of a bump here at 60 plus, but that might just be some like bug in the survey because there's clear correlation going here. 73.2% male. I do find that interesting. It's also interesting that we find like trans, non-binary, genderqueer, agender, these like much larger representations than the community in general, like the general population. Same with like sexual orientation. So 45.5% of these people are not dating, not in a relationship, in other words. Like what we're saying, like a volcel, basically. This is kind of interesting too. I don't want to keep going into this. Like, what is the animal preference? Like, of course, like wolf, dragon, fox are big. Okay. Partnered fairies. We don't need to look at all that, but yeah, basically what he is saying that that those furries those no are 75% male, and no, like 90% of them are going to be under the age of 30, and so they are part of that 70% male demographic that views pornography. And what we found with those studies is that furries by and large tend to view furry pornography and only furry pornography if they're going to view any pornography. So there you go, Ruben.
Furry.
So would you be comfortable calling someone who jerks off to the anthropomorphized furry a zoophile?
I would say I would call him a diet zoophile.
Okay.
Zoophile.
Yeah, that's like the diet Nazi comment. So he is saying that like furry fandom is like a slippery slope into like criminal zoophilia, which has happened with like some furry zoophiles, but I don't think like there's a lot of furries. Like they're not an insignificant like niche internet group or anything. Like there's a lot of them, like at least on the internet and such. Even like I know people IRL that are actually like furries. Like they aren't like wearing their fur suits like out on the street and such, but I like know them well enough to know that they are into that shit. Like,
okay, gotcha.
But,
So that was obviously very criticized from the video. The stuff with the graphic was criticized, which I guess you're saying you realize you kind of f***ed that one up.
Yeah.
And past that point, you start getting a lot of shit on Twitter.
Okay.
At what point do you things get like really intense?
Probably the death threat. So this is where.
oh yeah, that's pretty inexcusable.
Replying to my tweet saying like, "There's this guy isn't representative of the furry community," and then this is where Tapwrench came in and said that this isn't even a furry, and that it's wrong of me to be criticizing the furry community when some random kid with a Charmander avatar, leaves a comment on my video.
Yeah,
that
he
doesn't give
didn't
me
know
the right to criticize furries. Tapwrench ended up deleting this tweet, but I had it archived. Basically, he got community noted because someone found Matt Gamey's Roblox profile and his avatar was wearing a fursuit, and so there was.
Wait, again, this is kind of where I can't disagree. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm going to guess that, yeah, as somebody who has, like, fursuit costume in-game, like, says that to represent themselves, might be a furry, but that's what we're going off of. Like, am I crazy for thinking, like, kids sometimes just like to dress up as animals and and it's not like a sex thing to them? Like, I don't know.
Absolutely no question about it that it was a furry. And
because he's going off on the same thing, like no, here, I'll show you, like not like that. Like, he is going off on the concept that, like, anybody who plays a character like this, for example, Avatar, is a furry, which I would actually agree with, but many of those people are not going to necessarily consider themselves furry. That's where we start getting that, like, a 5%, as he calls them, right? Like, yeah, like, Warrior Cats fandom is a good example. Like, and if they want to play as a cat, like, I'll be honest, like, these, for instance, are definitely going into, like, the kind of the fursuit sort of thing. And so there definitely seems to be a place for that. Like, whether that's good or healthy for Roblox, I don't know. Is that, like, Warrior Cat skins in Roblox? Is this safe for work? I'm looking at this way too much. I want to stop.
he got ratioed.
So he is saying, anybody who is wearing one of those outfits, which are legit part of the game, like, put in there by the team. These aren't like hacks or any like third-party things. These are like actually part of the game. He is trying to say that because for most adult furries, sexuality is part of it, that it is inherently sexual and thereby is grooming children by being in the game. And that they all need to be banned from the game. Even just for wearing items that are allowed by the game creators put in the game. Now, we can have an argument about whether, again, that's good or healthy for Roblox as a game. We're talking about a kids game with mostly kids in it. And I think that's a valid discussion again.
Community noted, and
but
eventually deleted.
That's
his
not
tweet.
where
And
he
the
goes
next
with
day,
this.
He gets on Twitter to announce to his fans that 7 different Ruben fans.
And also, this Jersey Furry, is nuts about. What the fuck? Oh yeah. W. Ruben L.U. I forgot that somebody, some Ruben Simfam, and did this to this guy. Don't. If you have First of all, why do you got CP on your computer? Also, if you're sending CP to people bet you jack off to it. That's like a self-report. You having the CP to give them in the first place. That is fucked up.
Had sent him gore, CP,
Oh.
his house, and all this horrible stuff.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
But Ruben Sin
if you
did
look
not
at
do
the
that.
Post that he made, I'll send you a link to it. He posted 4 images, and if you look at the timestamps of these images, they're sent at 6:08, 6:09, 6:10, and 6:11. So clearly, this is just one person logging out and logging in and opening new conversations with this guy.
Yeah, it seems...
Oh yeah, that's what the trolls will do, of course. They'll have a lot of sock accounts and such, and just keep harassing, bombarding you with that shit.
To be one guy, for sure.
If it were random people, then these messages would be a lot more spaced out. And if it was a group of people making a coordinated effort, they would probably all be.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Right.
I don't disagree with that.
This had to just be one person, but who it was a great mystery. And nonetheless, this got 18,000 likes. It got 1 million views.
Yeah, of course,
and I have
because
all
that
these
shit is
furries in my mentions now saying that
really
I promote
bullshit.
doxing and swatting and
Yeah. I know when I looked at that, I actually kind of agreed that the hate mob boiling around him, with the furries and such, was really insane, especially for something that's 2 minutes and not even that of the graphic in this video. It is kind of perplexing. But this guy, that's also is kind of what happens if you try a narc on certain communities, certain groups, especially ones that get really militant about their haters, right? Which furry is one of those. So
harassment, and my fans are sending people CP, and
Yeah.
it's just a terrible look. And all these other people who aren't even furries are jumping in, being like, "Wow, that's fucked up. Ruben, you need to control your fans. Ruben, you need to do this and that."
Well,
And,
that's
I feel
impossible,
bad
but-
because if that's true, then it's kind of a big deal as to the types of people that my videos are attracting. I don't feel like YouTubers should be responsible for their fan base, but
aha! No, he and TurkeyTom would agree on that, because TurkeyTom is always saying that YouTubers aren't responsible for anything their fans do. But the thing is, you can say things that goad people. The World Court would actually disagree with that, and that there can be incitement. I don't think anything he or Tom have done, for instance, would meet that metric to my own mind. Again, not a lawyer, but I don't think these guys have if their community does some heinous criminal shit, they're not responsible for that.
In any case,
right?
it is a bad
because they
look.
didn't
And so I started
directly call for that.
investigating and trying to figure out who this was. But another Roblox YouTuber named Schlepp messaged TapWrench and was like, "Hey, can you get? I'm thinking about making a video about how awful Ruben's fans are. Can you give me a little more detail on who sent you what?"
Right.
So TapWrench sent him a list of usernames. He sent him a list, and then he
Casey Antifur, Timmy Jimmers. Again, a lot of these do look this one's Boogerball alt. These are troll accounts, just 2. Second grade school pick. That's crazy. ISIS execution. My house on Google Maps. Yeah, that's
He sent
scary,
them,
man.
like, what each person
That's really
sent.
fucked
I
up.
would definitely say that generally speaking, YouTubers are not responsible for their fan bases unless you were on YouTube, you were like, go dox these
Yes,
people, go,
exactly,
send them
Tom.
gore. I would say it's not really your responsibility, but it definitely is a bad look when people post like that on Twitter. Like the other day, I was getting into shit with people on Twitter. I was getting all these death threats and stuff. I didn't complain about it once, but then some random guy who made his name TurkeyTom fan decided to go message some black person and be like, you fucking N-word T-slur, and I was like.
And a lot of the times, this is like, these are people who don't like you, and they're trying to like
Yeah,
frame
exactly.
you and false flag you. Like anyone.
If they liked us, why the fuck would they do that? They know that doesn't make us look good.
Yeah. So I get this list. Schlep sends me the list, and the first person I contact was Jin Zeno because he claims that Jin Zeno sent him a picture of 2 rifles and his address on it.
Right.
And he sent a less censored version of one of the screenshots he posted. So that is that was picture number 2, the message that was sent at 6:09.
Okay,
He said,
so
"We coming
did
for you, W Ruben LU." And so I contact Jin Zeno. I message him on Twitter and I say, hey, do you have the uncensored picture of these rifles? And I figure if I asked him in this way, he wouldn't be like, he would want to send me it, because my concern would be like, if I message him like, why did you do this? You're making me look awful. He would pretend like he had no idea what I was talking about.
Right.
And because he would be worried that I would
Where are we going
air
with
him out
this?
to dry, so to speak. But I figured if I asked him this way, he would think that I'm like on his side.
Right.
And he would share the message with me. This is what he said. He had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. He said, that's not me.
Yeah, he
I
said
didn't
that's not me. Wow. Okay.
Or are we just, I mean, but by your own metric, aren't you saying that if he was the guilty party, that's exactly what he would say? Like I just don't feel like this proves anything. Like, maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Sure, he told you it was me, so he had no clue. And just to confirm, I had him go into his messages and look up Jersey Furry under people, and there were no results. This is
Yeah,
what he sent me
'cause
back. So he had never messaged
wow.
this guy ever. He had tweeted some things making fun of him. I think he said like, stay away from animals, and Jersey blocked him, but they had never messaged each other.
So I guess the question becomes, why did Jersey Furry say that? Did they genuinely think that was the case somehow, or did they just outright lie? Right.
Well, so I thought maybe there was a mistake. Maybe he got the wrong username, or he got mixed up. I mean, after all, he's saying 7 different people sent him these things. So I contacted the next guy, Timmy Jimmers, who he claims sent him child. And not only had Timmy never messaged Jersey Furry, he had never messaged anyone.
Wait. Is there a way to... Wait, so is there a way to check other people's DM history on Twitter?
The very first person to ever open a DM with on his account, and he sent me a screenshot of that too.
Is it possible they could have like deleted their message history or something?
Well, I'll
Yeah,
get
that's
to
what
that.
I was wondering.
But I contacted 2 more people. Oliver, the second guy who he claims sent him bestiality, and Case the Anti-Fur, and it was the exact same for both of those 2. Oliver even sent me a screen recording to prove that it wasn't like Photoshop.
Right.
But there is a way to delete messages on Twitter, and once you delete a conversation, it doesn't come back. Like, there's no way to retrieve the messages, even if you look up the name of the person, even if you go to their profile and click the message button and open a new conversation. The old
So if you're a
messages won't
dedicated
be there
troll,
anymore.
you know this,
However,
right?
when you do that, it only deletes them for you. The other person still has a copy of the messages. So all Jersey Furry would have to do to prove that these guys deleted their messages would be to provide a copy of the messages on his.
No, Jersey Furry doesn't have to share the CP with you that he's... I mean, maybe a censored image showing the screen name instead of just like the list of names, but this feels like this is like really in the grass. This is like who the fuck cares? No, the person's probably deranged anyway. Why are you trying so hard to clear your name for your fans? I don't, because I don't think you're responsible for like having some insane motherfuckers in your fan base, right?
Photoshop that.
Even
I
if
wanted
that is the
screen
case.
recording. And so Schlepp asked him for one, and he said, whoops, I accidentally deleted them all. I don't have the messages anymore. I thought they were so gross and yucky, I deleted the whole conversation.
You actually deleted 7 people's messages?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
He lied. He lied. Come on.
So he realized how like bullshit this sounded, and so he went to another Roblox YouTuber named Parlo, and he
Yeah, I
was
know who that
basically
is.
venting.
Yeah.
Parlo kind of approached him in the same way and was like, hey, I'm thinking about making a YouTube video about all this drama. I'll find the screenshot later. I'm just gonna copy and paste what he said from my
Okay.
Okay, he says, Parlo, I don't know what to do.
So let's see. So if I pull up, no, that's not. Okay, so just gonna hide the crossword that's not a crossword anymore. Okay, so if we look up Schlepp. I mean, I don't know who any of these Roblox people are, really, okay? So why is Schlepp involved in this? Are they a furry? Schlepp, followed by TurkeyTom. Okay. It's a bunch of, like, Roblox memes and shit. YouTube, the real Schlepp.
Whoa, you just clicked on...
Huh. 100,000 worst Roblox worst gaming company. Roblox needs to ban these games. How a Roblox predator leaked the egg hunt. Oh, this is caught a Roblox predator in this game.
Anymore. I think I'm making Schlepp feel like I'm
Okay.
faking all this, but I'm not.
Huh.
He asked me for a screen recording of the DMs from one of the Dogsers. I was about to do it, but got greeted with this. And he sent him a screenshot of Jin Zeno's profile, and Jin Zeno had blocked him back. And I think he was trying to say, like, he can't view the conversation because Jin Zeno blocked him, which is not true. That's not how it works on Twitter. If someone blocks you, the messages don't go away.
Right.
And so
Right.
Parlo was trying to like basically be like tech support and help him recover the messages, and I was trying to get Jin Zeno to unblock him so he could, you know, stop using that excuse.
Yeah.
And then eventually he finally figures it out, and he sends a screenshot of the conversation, and the messages have been like replaced with this message. This was like the big smoking gun moment of the whole Jersey furry drama. So he says, okay,
Okay.
it worked, but now the content got removed, and he sends this supposed screenshot of his messages with Jin Zeno.
Message hidden due to suspicious content. Oh, that one says.
And
that
this
too.
is the full
Oh,
the full screenshot that
Okay,
he sent.
fuck.
Do they
that
have like the
that,
filters
that
on
tells
Twitter
me
that,
like
hide
nothing.
stuff? Is that
Yeah.
it? But if they did, how would they not? They would have seen it in the first place.
Well, the first red flag is that message should not exist at all, because he said that he deleted it.
Right,
And
yeah,
if you
he did
delete
say
a
But then he has
conversation,
it.
you don't get them back in any context whatsoever. And so one of the first things I noticed, aside from that, is that
Okay.
the scroll bar on the right for the messages looks very weird. It has like this gradient on the bottom where it kind of fades out, and like the right
Oh.
side of it is kind of cut off. I don't know if you want to
Oh,
like
well-
open that. And
Okay, who pays that much attention? Like, oh, if you look at the scroll bar, this looks like no.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Zoom in on it.
now. So you're saying the bottom of the scroll bar on
It
the
does look
Xeno
kind of weird
screenshot.
though.
It's like blurry, so
That
let me
does
pull
look
up
like it could be a
real
Photoshop.
screenshot that I took on my phone just for comparison.
I will say the
Okay.
dimensions of the screenshot look weird. Like I don't know what they took the screenshot on, but it looks like a fucking Android 2 or something. Very
Yeah,
weird dimensions.
I don't think Jersey realized that I'm like a Photoshop expert. I actually went to school for graphic design, but you see, this is what a normal scroll bar looks
Yeah.
like. It's
Sure.
it's a clean line with rounded ends, and if
Right.
you look at his is like brushed out.
Yeah, that looks totally. Yeah, that looks completely fake.
So it's brushed out, and it's also like cut
Huh.
off on the side. And so what I think happened is he like pasted something over, and when he was like grabbing it to paste, he didn't grab the full scroll bar. And when he put it over
That could
the
be.
image, there was probably like a second scroll bar in the way. And so he had to like use the brush tool to brush it out. And you
Right.
could see when you use the brush tool in paint.net, if your hardness isn't set all
Set,
the way
yeah.
up, you get this kind of weird gradient on the bottom.
Right, it's like a low
And-
low opacity little portion down there. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the second thing I did was I took the other screenshot that he sent of this conversation, and I overlaid it so
Man,
the
this is
buttons
getting-
would line up exactly on the bottom. And it
What-
looks
what?
like his phone screen has gotten an entire half-inch shorter than it was a few hours ago. So that's the second
Whoa,
discrepancy. And
what?
the third is that the actual margins of the page, you
His
see you have
phone?
this horizontal
Yeah, they
line.
look- yeah.
Is nowhere close. Even the distance from the scroll
Wait,
bar
so the
to the
so the actual dimensions of the screenshots are not the same. That is weird.
side
Like
of
if
the
he's getting
screen
them off
is,
his
like,
phone.
way off, and it's a lot smaller too. And if you look at the header that shows Jin Zeno's details, they are scrolled to the
Again, I just don't know why he cares this much about this
exact
particular
pixel
person.
perfect position as his previous screenshot. That's just right on the very
It
top.
also looks
of
like
the-
there's some weird like artifacting there with like weird pixels. Like you see that like little, there's like a few pixels out of place, like right there.
Okay, yeah. So this is called a JPEG artifact.
I'll be honest. So yeah, I see that. This feels like maybe I just don't pay that much attention to screenshots. Like when if it's like details, I'm just reading things. Like again, I looked at that, say, okay, here's a whole bunch of stuff that's not there, even though you said it was there. Like, and then you said you deleted it, which is already sus. You know, I don't need, like, it doesn't prove anything. And then you're like,
This is a
going into this, like-
artifact from when
But
the
you
image
want-
is saved. And this was something else that I was kind of exploring.
Like,
is,
it's already
the
dishonest. We don't
compression.
need to go
There's
this
a lot
far, I
more
don't think.
artifacts around Jin Zeno's details than you have around like the buttons on the bottom, because all of this, all the buttons came from a new screenshot, but this has been saved several times, and so the artifacts and the compression is going to be a lot worse
Yeah.
for this than it would be for the actual details down here. So this is very clearly just an image that he cobbled together to lie about the fact that he can't provide a screen recording of these messages.
Yeah, that is
Right.
pretty
And when
fucked.
Schlepp asked him for a screen recording to show the suspicious content, he blocked him and he ghosted him.
What?
And,
Wow.
Yeah,
and-
well, I
and
mean, some creators will do that, but yeah, that's
so. And then the
okay. I think he deleted his entire account, right? Let's see. Jersey Furry. To look up. Jersey Furry? No, he's still around. SFWs is still 18 plus only. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? Point proven. Don't even act like you never decided to keep in touch with me. This person's getting into like other furry drama, it looks like. Love fully bullshit. But skippity toilet memes. I don't. Okay, take this off screen. See what we have. Let's see. I'll take my chances of getting a warning on this account, but here's some decent proof of the real DMs from Ruben's fan case. Lamau, I didn't even have to post all that proof when the truth was already revealed all along. Okay, this is fucked. People need to learn how to actually cite things. Like, fanbase. Ruben Sims' fanbase is a hate bomb that attacks nearly anyone that disagrees with their leader. His fans have sent gore and CSEM content to people and have doxed and sent spam phone calls to his targets. This is literally off his Wikipedia page, which, remember, anybody can edit. That doesn't prove anything. What the fuck? Oh, this is so stupid. Okay, let's see what. Okay, you. This also was not a person on his list who's sending him dead child pictures. Okay, this is his house. You're an absolute moron. That wasn't even my house, lol. Okay. Picture of a different house. You ain't fool anybody. Probably your neighbor. Keep tapping. Yep. So if I get the info wrong, tell me. So it's some other person who, again, wasn't on the list, just like posting random house. I mean, sir, I'm sure people are harassing this person, especially since they made this whole thing of, oh, Ruben Sims harassing me and such. Like, yeah, you're gonna get, like, it's gonna be a lot worse now. But, okay, what? Let's say Jersey, Furry, Verde. Anything else, like, related to this? Not saying... Just... more like Roblox furry memes. Okay, goddamn. Okay, we're back.
Icing on the cake here is that this picture of these rifles I found on a Reddit post from like 4 years ago. So the whole thing about it, like having his address, it's all bullshit. Yeah. So he basically lied. He lied about this. He lied about all the other fans sending him child. So the Jin Zeno guy, all he did was he sent him a soy jack of his persona, and Jersey Furry's response in retaliation was to accuse him of sending him child for being a big meanie head.
So
I mean, he's being a big meanie head, but that's
Twitter. He
just
wanted to look like a victim, and I mean, I guess he got it to those people. But
yeah,
I mean when this drops on your channel, this will like, I mean, hopefully it will ruin his reputation. But I feel like with the kind of people that hate you, they might not really care anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I considered, like, what could this guy's motive be? You know, why would he be so upset about me talking about like the grossest furries out there? Why would he feel personally targeted by this?
Oh no.
And,
oh no.
And it turns out there's a website called E621, which is the second most popular furry website in existence. It is a furry website, and there was an account under his username on that website that had feral, like,
whoa. So
feral furry for the uneducated masses is furry that depicts a real animal with no human intelligence, no human features.
I don't.
It's just a wild
I don't agree with that. It's actually the creator of that website, Juniper System. We had an argument when they were in Keffel's server before they got banned directly by Keffels herself for being into this shit about allowing that kind of thing. Like, do not approve that. I'll say anthro art is just weird to me. It's not my thing, but I don't think it's relatively harmless. Feral furry porn, that's like a different degree. I don't condone that.
This is a drawing
That's
of
bad.
a real animal. As soon as word got out that this account existed, it was deleted. It suddenly vanished from the face of the internet. And Jersey's initial response was to just say, "Oh, it's not mine. That's a sussy imposter impersonating me on this website." And I think he made some tweets about it where he was like, "You would have to be stupid to use your real alias on a website." And he tried
not
to say
wrong,
that,
but that doesn't mean that he didn't.
He said that someone's probably impersonating him over some drama that happened 11 months ago. And what was the drama? It was him sending kids furry. He got
Okay, well, tap sign. I didn't send it to a minor directly. I sent it in a group chat, and it was directed towards a different member who of which is the same age as me. And yes, there was a minor in the group chat, then you shouldn't have sent it. But I was completely unaware. They didn't have their age in their bio. They never mentioned anything about their age. No one else in the group chat ever mentioned to me that they were a minor, and everybody else in the group chat was above 18 years of age, just like me. See, we had to be really careful when we had these group chats, right? That everybody is on board with, like, NSFW. Like, if you turn what was an SFW group chat into an NSFW group chat, all of a sudden you're risking that sort of behavior. And even so, like, if I'm in the group chat, I might be disgusted by that and not want it. Like, I don't know what the group chat's about. I don't know the thing that's like, I'll mention this many times before, and I'll say it again. I would never have any intention of grooming minors in for any reason whatsoever. End of discussion. Yes. The problem here, then, is negligence. The problem, like, you did send it to a minor indirectly through negligence, and that's still sending it to a minor. That's still a problem. And you just posting this is admitting to it. So we have proof of this person, this Jersey furry, saying that they did that thing.
Got in
Oh,
trouble.
damn.
He actually got in trouble with the police over this.
Yeah,
And the cops
you
showed
would.
up to his house and interviewed him because he was in a group chat with what I assume were Roblox people, and he was sending furry. And of course, you know, you're gonna have kids in a group chat like that.
Right. Out of curiosity, I decided to check on his account to see if I could message him and just see what was going on. I just thought it would be funny. But I was.
I wonder if he
already
would
blocked
talk to
by the time I
me.
got there, so I'm-
Figure out some
Wow.
of the stuff.
yeah.
He may have auto-blocked all my followers.
Yeah, it's very possible.
I think he said he did that. So he
Because
said
I've been critical of Ruben Sim and his tactics as well. Like I say, I feel like he's like the Roblox furry Mama Max, and I'm kind of waiting for more to like drop as this drama continues, and because it keeps being a drama. Like, we got this video like a week ago, like it's not going away anytime
These guys
soon,
are, like,
so I'm keeping
impersonating him
tabs
over
on
this
it.
drama from a year ago. Except the account was created. The
In
account on
fact, we'll do that, okay? We'll do that. La 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 la. La 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 la. I don't think many people are watching right now, or anybody is watching right now. Every time I got Keffels on here. Damn it. Still hasn't blocked this account yet, so. Goddamn tipster. Where posting. And don't care. Don't care. Wait, what? Okay. Message them. Hey, I have been covering the Ruben Sim anti-furry drama stuff on my tiny new channel live stream. Was wondering if you would be interested in a convo. Okay. And either they'll reply or they'll block me. And then it's whatever.
E621 was made in
Okay.
2020, so 4 years ago, way before any of that
Right.
happened.
Did you have like an
And that
email
is-
or anything attached to it, or did you have any
Not
direct
not
ties?
publicly that we could see, but there's more to it than this. So he said that someone probably changed the username. Maybe they had like a personal account, and then when the drama
Speed
happened,
this
they
up a little
decided to
bit because
repurpose the
it's just-
account to frame
Right.
him
He
and they
talks-
changed
he
their name.
talks
But I found out
slow.
to change your name on E621, you have to go on the forum and you have to make a public announcement saying, "Hey, this is what I want my name to be
Okay.
changed to. This is why. Here's proof that I am this person." person and that I'm not
Okay.
impersonating someone. And then at that point, an admin has to manually approve your name change. And I looked on the forum for any posts from this account and it had never posted. So the name change never happened. It was always named TapWrench. And to further hit the nail in, TapWrench had actually appeared in one of my videos in the Moderation for Dummies series where I get inappropriate content taken off of Roblox. I had tweeted a link to a Roblox E621 shirt and he replied to the tweet and said, I
Wait,
literally
what?
own this.
Oh,
So he's buying
Oh.
E621 shirts on Roblox. And he also, someone found
Yeah,
an
that's
archive of his Roblox
crazy.
inventory. And not only did he own E6,
Bad Dragon, what? See, now that should not be in the game. That should not be in the game. I'll say that where you're actually like promoting like adult paraphernalia and adult websites in a kid's game. Like I don't mind if you want to promote those things, just not in Roblox, right?
621 shirts. He owned Bad Dragon shirts on Roblox.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's a little
And
weird.
just to, that's in the Kiwi Farms.
It's,
thread
it's like definitely
for
this guy, right?
Instagram.
It's definitely him. I think there's no doubt.
So it's definitely him. And you know, it's the final. If you're still not convinced, he even followed an E621 account on Twitter. It was like the E621 tag bot or something.
Damn.
So you know, like obviously, a day ago, this guy was saying you would have to be to use your real name on E621, and it was.
Well,
really
I don't know.
Here's the
Is it-
screenshot of his Roblox profile. The images aren't loading. I don't know if it's because all of these were deleted or what, but you can see the bottom two. It's a Bad Dragon under
Right.
classic clothing.
Right. Damn.
And then there's some other content deleted clothes. And
Can
you could probably guess
if
what
he
those
talks
dudes
to
did.
me,
Yeah, you
we
definitely
can
got it. This
we
guy probably shouldn't be on
ask
Roblox one
about this
Yeah.
because
he ended
this
up apologizing
could be
about
complete
following
bullshit.
the E621
As for the 621, I just looked up the info, and turns out you're right. I'll admit I was completely unaware of this and following them now. Thanks for the clarifying. Varka.
one tag bot account, and he like made a public announcement
Okay.
on Twitter that he blocked the account. He didn't just unfollow it; he went and blocked it.
Right.
To,
He did
to
the right
calm
thing.
everyone down. Yeah. After he fucking lied over and over and over again.
Has he said
So-
anything publicly about the DMs being fake or anything like that, or has he just been silent?
No, I haven't really talked about that a whole lot. That hasn't been revealed to the public yet. So as far as everyone is
Well, it's been
concerned, like,
revealed to the public now since
it's
like
sent
this
him
has
a
been
child
out here
burning
there.
board and
So
pictures of his house and him in second grade or whatever.
Right. Damn.
Um,
When is your video coming out? Do you have an estimated date or no?
I don't know. I'm still writing the script. I would like to get it out by the end of the month so I can get that YouTube check on in June.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might not even finish it if I can't get a good enough script for it. But
Gotcha.
so this is where the
Okay.
Ruben Sim Exposed account comes in, because while all of this is going on, another Twitter account.
yeah, YouTube check. I mean, you're doing this as a job. Let's be honest here. What we want to do is expose these people for money. You're doing this for the compensation. Like,
Has been
let's
created
not
to,
pretend this is
attack
about
me.
the
Ruben Sim
kids at
Exposed
all.
Has been on the sidelines cheering on TapWrench and echoing his claims that my fans are dangerous and that I encourage them to do all these horrible things. And
This account got pretty big. I think they have 25,000 followers or had at one point, right?
yeah, so
Okay,
it started
yeah,
out
I
with
heard
just like
this
1,000
is the
followers
Ruben
or so,
Sim
and
Exposed
from
account.
the Blue Wolf tweet onward, it started gaining followers very quickly because there was all this anti-Ruben Sim discussion going on, and he's like the chief expert at hating on me.
Right.
Because this account was created in December
Right.
of 2023, and every single day, almost without fail, it has been complaining and criticizing, even at the most inappropriate opportunities. I think I made a tweet about how the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children helped pass a law that like requires platforms to report child exploitation.
Right.
And he's like using
Oh, but he brings up bad stuff on Roblox and gets bad stuff off. It still doesn't protect his ass from what he posts to target people for existing, because in his mind, everything furry is wrong. Yeah, again, if we're talking about, like, the, like, fursuits in-game provided by Roblox, like, you know, from, like, accredited creators and such, like, I don't see that as a problem, I'll be honest. Not a problem. Like, E621 t-shirt for your Roblox avatar. Bad Dragon t-shirt for your Roblox avatar. No. That's definitely somewhere I'd be willing to draw a line. Let's see. Report Act, empower child victims, enforce law. Alright. Yeah, okay, CSAM materials. So, right, so the thing... Right, so he's just saying when this law goes into effect, it'll require Roblox to report CSA or face enormous fines. Okay, nothing wrong with that. This is so. Yeah, so those tweets just completely misunderstanding Ruben Sim's tweet. Then it sounds
Using
like
that as an opportunity to be like to criticize me, and
What?
it's like this is not the time. This is not the tweet where you should be talking about how bad Ruben Sim is.
Oh, but he brings up bad stuff on Roblox and gets bad stuff off. So doesn't protect his ass from what he posts to target people for existing because in his mind everything furry is wrong. So,
So this is something that has absolutely nothing to do with furries or anything like that.
this account is run by a
It's about-
furry who hates you, basically.
Yeah, and so
Right.
I never paid much attention to this guy because I figured that's just what he wants. You know, he wants my attention. But someone else made an account called so it's Ruben Sim Exposed _.
Right,
This
so
guy
literally
found
one
out.
obsessed guy.
Yeah, so
Literally
so
one
Exposing Ruben Sim
obsessed
account
guy.
claims to be ran by a team of people.
Right.
But it's actually just one person. And I think the reason he says that it's a team of people is because he realizes how weird it is for one person to be so obsessed with like a Roblox YouTuber.
It also
He
makes it
this
so
big
that like
thread.
if like somebody running the account gets exposed or something, he can continue running it, and it can be like, well, it's not me, right?
Right.
Wow,
So this guy
this
that
is
made-
going into like schizo theory stuff. Okay. Oh, so it's Argo. Oh, right. Captain Argo. So nothing to do with Jersey Furry, really. Okay. Ruben Sim expose. Yeah, here's some
the,
like
Ruben Sim
actual like
exposed
A-log
account
stuff.
noticed that these 4 other accounts were, I think 3 other accounts, these 3 other accounts were tweeting with the exact same language, very specific language to criticize me all around the same time. You have them calling me an RWNJ, which I think stands for right-wing nutjob.
I was wondering what that meant because I've seen that around
Yeah.
on Twitter a lot
Okay.
recently. Okay, right wing nut job. There are a lot of people saying that you're like a
So everybody who uses that acronym's the same person then? I don't know. I feel like we're kind of getting into weeds here with the schizo theory because, I mean, I'll be honest, I do that too, but writing with like the same language and, you know, posting the same style isn't definitive proof because if it were, there's a lot of people I would be condemning of doing some bullshit, which I don't have any proof of doing that.
Right-wing
Just
creator
that,
or something. Do you consider yourself
I
right-wing?
think
Why
they
would you
can't
say
talk
that?
similar.
That cannot
That's
be
not.
further from the truth. I'm like full enlightened centrist. I'm the
Oh,
soy jack is,
jeez.
like both.
Hot take, but enlightened centrist is a dog whistle for right wing, in my opinion. I'm not being like, well, there's lefty, everything right of me is far right. No, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's really hard to be like exact center. Like, oh, all opinions have valid points. Like that's kind of bullshit. Like Tom is kind of a liberal, I'd say. Like, and maybe Ruben Sim is. Also, I don't really know his politics, so it's.
Sides are wrong. Both
Right.
sides are bad. I'm pretty much in the middle ground. I vote as a
Yeah.
libertarian, but
No.
I haven't voted in.
Okay,
I'm registered
see,
as a libertarian, but I haven't voted
libertarian,
in
yeah. So
years.
he is right wing
Why
then.
do they call you right wing? Maybe it's the trans stuff. Maybe that's what they call you right wing. But I don't even know if you have like a principled
Maybe
stance on
and
transgenderism.
Not really. So what the transphobia stuff came from? I like the tweet from I think Matt Walsh, who's like a Daily Wire guy.
Yeah.
This was
Okay.
right after the first creator clash when Matt Watson boxed. Matt Watson is a guy from Super Mega.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
got their names mixed up. I got Matt Watson and Matt Walsh
What?
mixed up, and I was. I
That's
think
your
the post was
excuse?
like, Matt Walsh wins Transphobe of the Year award, and I was like, that's stupid. There's no way this Matt Walsh guy is a transphobe because I thought he was the guy from Super Mega.
Sure.
So I liked the tweet, and then and now everyone thinks I'm a fucking Ben Shapiro fan or something.
What?
And I had no idea who this guy was. So
Well,
Wait,
there's a
it's
people are mad at
quite
your work 'cause you,
possible,
they say you
like-
confronted a file on Discord and then called them. You like called them.
yes, I told ZZ Red, who was not just a pedophile but a child predator and who had met up with his victims in real life and molested them. I confronted him, and I just wanted to be mean to him, right? Because I knew that there was probably no way. I
No,
could
no, no,
offend
no!
this
Whoa,
person
whoa,
by
whoa, whoa,
calling
whoa,
him out.
whoa! If you know somebody's committed crimes IRL, you need to go to the police ASAP. You don't like warn them first. That's like what the fuck? Like that is actual like Mama Max behavior. Like
Oh,
what the
they did,
fuck?
So I just straight up told him. He tried to say like you're hurting a defenseless little girl with these.
Yeah, you
accusations.
can't-
I
you
just,
can't- you
said,
can't,
You're not a fucking girl. You're not a woman. You're an addict and you're a freak and you're an AGP. And he screenshotted that.
Oh, I think saying AGP. Oh, well, you were saying Blue Wolf is you were misgendering Blue Wolf too. So I also disagree with that. Like I see that used with like Christian and such. Like, right? It's like I don't care if somebody else does it. Like I'm not. I don't think that's a direct reason to hate Ruben Sim himself. Like the context surrounding it to me is the problem there. But like I think it's kind of hard to say that you're not at least a little transphobic if you're like going to try and take away the like a card from people who are predators or whatever. Like shitty people exist in communities. If black people commit crimes, do you take away their race card? I don't think so. Just
And he
saying.
posted it, I guess, to his Discord buddies and was like, look at how transphobic Ruben Sim is.
Now I'm gonna be
I feel
clipped
like-
for that bullshit. Like, no, I'm see, because I'm not racist or anything. I'm not trying to do the race realism bullshit. I'm just saying that we shouldn't use the worst people in a demographic group to represent the entire demographic, right?
If it's a private conversation and the person you're talking to is a child predator, anything is fair game. You should be allowed to be
What?
as hurtful, as transphobic, as racist, sexist, whatever it is you want. Because really, does it really matter that you respect this person when they're a fucking child predator?
Well, the thing people say is like, you don't
Okay.
have to hurt defenseless trans people when you make that comment towards that person, no matter how bad they are. And it's like, I mean, but it was first of all, it was a
it
private.
was a private
comment.
conversation.
It was a private
I didn't
conversation.
expect anyone else to see that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but you know, in a private conversation, I feel like that reflects who you really are. Like, because I could say whatever I want my audience to hear on stream, but in private conversation, I can reveal how much of an asshole I really am. And if you're being that much of an asshole in a private conversation, you're probably kind of an asshole. I mean, I would agree. Being an asshole to like actual child predators and such, not that bad in the scale of things. But if you've got all that proof, if you know all that, you know, you should be an asshole with the police behind the door. Like all these people, right? They want to be like the next To Catch a Predator. But the thing they forgot about that, and that is that the cops were on site for those. Like, you know, because that always ends with, you know, you go through the door, the police are waiting for you. Like, you know, you bully these people without getting the police on them first. You know what they're going to do is they're going to start scrubbing everything. They're going to run and try and hide. Now, so you actively creating a situation in which the children could be endangered. This is the same shit Mama Max pulled, the same shit he got in trouble with. Why do these guys have to do this? Like, I know you want the vindication of no hurting that person who's hurting children. But you gotta get the cops involved. You gotta get the cops involved. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. But the way he's framing this is like, oh, I knew this person was up to shit, so I could take the chance to bully them.
I mean, I think in a perfect world, I think calling a foul slur should be the least of their worries. It should be more of like a bat with a barbed wire type thing. But yeah, you know,
But anyway,
that's how it is sometimes. All right.
So going back to Ruben Sim Exposed, so this account investigated him and found
Yeah,
that
he's just gonna
there were three
brush
other accounts
past
that
this.
were seemingly the same person. You had GoTrain643, John Husky, and then Friday Night Funkin' Tonight, I think, or maybe Friday
Okay,
Night Football.
now
And so
how
all
do
of
we
these
know?
Have a lot of things in common. They're all.
I know how we know. Because, you know, the Fruit Farms has A-logs on all of this bullshit. And Ruben Sim, is a dedicated Fruit Farms fanatic, but...
Of the Toronto Argonauts. They're all seemingly based in the greater Toronto, Halifax area in Canada.
Yeah, sure.
And they're all big CFL Canadian football fans. And they all type the
Okay.
exact same way, and they all obsess over me on Twitter. And Captain Argo is the main account, Captain Argo 24. He's blocked me since then. And so they all have these ties to this guy, and they're all typing the exact same. And it becomes very clear when I read this that this was all Captain Argo, and this was all the same person. And so I went on my Discord, and I found that Captain Argo had been in my server for some time, and I confronted him.
Oh,
I pinged him,
interesting.
and I had everyone else in the server start pinging him to coerce him into joining a voice chat, and he finally did. And this was recorded. Let me see if I could find the video of it. Yeah, here it is. Ruben versus Captain Argonaut. So I'm not going to have you watch all this right now, but one of the first things you'll probably notice when you hear this guy talk is he cannot string a single sentence together. He is like stuttering and fumbling, and he sounds very, I guess, mentally ill. Like there's something wrong with this guy.
Right.
That was the first thing I noticed. And so right away, I kind of let my guard down, and I'm really nice to him, and I try to explain. I try to ask him like, what is it specifically that you have an issue with? And he tries to start talking, and just no one can understand this guy. He's so like incomprehensible. And I think at one point I had to tell him like, slow down, take a deep breath, start over. And I'm like, I'm trying to get him to explain his stance on furries and why he like doesn't like me. And eventually he seems to kind of come around and say like, I'm not a bad guy. He just has a few things that he disagrees with. And the whole time he's like,
Yeah, but it's still obsessive. Like you're still obsessing over Ruben Sim. Like I'm covering this drama because I feel like this is potential drama unveiling. No, that's gonna get me clicks, get people from communities not necessarily adjacent to where I'm from, like actually looking at this and thinking about it and thinking about what I'm saying, hopefully. And no, maybe, start building my channel, get monetization and such. That person, what do they get out of like spending all this time scrubbing through everything Ruben Sim? Because I don't do that. I don't care that much.
Not the Ruben Sim exposed account, and it's just a wild coincidence that that he talks in the exact same way.
Right.
And when we hung up, he sent me. I ended up kicking him out of the server, and I told him I would do that for his own safety, which he understood because I didn't want anyone else to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me a 9-paragraph long essay on his grievances with me, which I'll share with you here.
That's fucked. That's like a actual manifesto. Like I had been associated with a VTuber or a Twitch streamer in the past that wouldn't even let me leave, cancel my sub to them or whatever without providing a whole multiple paragraph explanation. And that's all bullshit. That's all crazy. I know we live in the soundbite era and single statements can be misunderstood, but you also don't write 10,000 words. Here is why I think you should consider this. That is insane behavior. And
What the f is this?
It's so long.
you shouldn't expect it under anybody, and you shouldn't do it to people. That is far beyond TLDR. That is just insane behavior.
Hey, I have not
Nutsoid.
read this in full. I still haven't finished reading it. I don't have to do. It's just a bunch of.
No,
read it?
you shouldn't even have
Sure.
to.
I'll read it out so you don't have to put yourself through it. Hey,
Like,
I just want to
fuck
say my
that.
thoughts more clearly in writing since it's sometimes hard for my words to come out clearly due to my stutter. I've been watching as a fan since before you did that Pinewood Computer Core video. I shortly stopped after the third lawsuit video for reasons I will get into after. Basically for me, I lost interest and felt like you weren't telling the full story on certain communities. Well, I do appreciate what you do in getting the not safe for work and predators off of Roblox. And also, it was a bit stupid for Roblox to ban you for things you pointed out. The main
Okay.
reason I stopped being a fan and posted that thing on my Twitter was that much of what you were saying was missing the main point of the problem and making the problem worse by pinning it on a group. I know being a furry somewhat got interested in
But this is all what I was saying, in streams. Greg Hamilton. Okay, we don't need to hear about your Ontario football addiction, furry conventions. Majority just want to fix a problem quickly without condoning the implications or side effects. Everyone needs to play a role in making sure this stops. Pedophiles and other degenerates need to stop being pedophiles and degenerates and make the punishment harsher. Okay, no, that's super naive. Because they're not going to just stop. We need to penalize them. We need proper law enforcement. And a lot of times the problem is in a community like Roblox, for instance, on these online communities, getting law enforcement involved can be very difficult because of the protection of privacy, protection of speech, and all of that. Roblox as a company doesn't have to. They are not entitled to or required to report these accounts a lot of the time. So, let's see. Working on automation bot, actions, Discord server. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just not.
We had a nice conversation.
Right.
You've been posting on the Ruben Sim Exposed Twitter for months after that, and he says
All of humanity is fucking retarded. I just want to know why you keep harassing me even after we had a nice convo. I'm not.
I only own I don't know what the he was trying to say here. The only Twitter account I own is Captain Argo, my personal account, and my business account. I don't own that. I said, I know you do because you posted a screen recording that showed your profile picture on your main Twitter. And he says, not me, another dude with that PFP. It's a team logo. And I said,
What are
"There's
the
absolutely
chances,
no
though?"
fucking way it's a coincidence that two of my biggest haters have the exact same profile picture.
That is a little
and then
pretty
he sent me
weird.
a screenshot of just a random account that he found that
Peter
has an
Cooper.
Argonauts profile picture that has nothing to do with Roblox
Okay.
or me or anything like that. I just said, bro, you're so fucking retarded. I could tell you have mental issues by the way you talk, but I didn't know you were legitimately, which is kind of mean.
That
Well,
is mean.
he's
but
coming after you on Twitter every day. Or, sorry, the Ruben
yeah,
Exposed account
I
is,
think
so, being angry.
when by the time you're saying that, it's no, the debate is over. You can be mean to them because they're not going to listen to anything you have to say. So it's
kinda
whatever.
justified.
Yeah. Okay. So when he sends the screenshot of the other account, he's trying to say that this is who really did the screen recording. It's not his video. It's
Right.
it's Peter Cooper on Twitter is the one who recorded it. And then I stopped talking to him in this conversation because
Okay, how would he
obviously
even
I wasn't
know,
gonna get
though?
anywhere with him. And then the Ruben Sim Exposed account makes this post claiming that it is his screen recording and that they took it without his consent, but they're definitely not him. And I messaged Argo and I said, so which is it? Is it your screen recording or is it not? And he never even replied to me.
What?
So from here it was obvious that it has been him the whole time and that he lied and he got caught and he kept lying just
Yeah.
to blatantly
That
disrespect
feels like
me. I don't
Captain
know if it's
Argo is definitely a logger here. Maybe there's something I'm missing that can totally exonerate him or something. No, maybe that green guy will talk to me and shed some light on this. I don't know that he knows anything about the Captain Argo situation, but like it definitely doesn't
Right,
look good, right?
But so we know it was him. And
I'm not crazy for
I left it
thinking
alone, 'cause
that.
Again, I know this guy probably just wants attention, and I'm probably doing the worst thing possible by giving it to him.
Right.
But so this is where things kind of catch up to the current drama. So he's tweeting away, he's posting bangers, he's getting like thousands of likes on all of his anti-Ruben tweets, kind of riding the wave of all of the furry hate. And his follower account is climbing by the thousands, and he's becoming this like voice of reason against the evil Ruben Sim. And then someone, one of my fans, starts to do a little bit of research on him, and they go on his Roblox profile and they look in his friends list and the Captain Argo Roblox profile, and they notice an account named File Husky, and File Husky only has one person added, it's Captain Argo, and they're only in one group, and it's Captain Argo's group. And so they kind of figure, even the description of this account says from the GTA, Argo and CFL fan, game developer, programmer, tech enthusiast, and writer. And if you look at all of the Twitter accounts that Argo uses, he kind of writes out like all of the different titles that he feels like apply to him, and it's all the same thing.
One of them was also called John Husky at the same time. Yeah, I remember that too.
Right, exactly, the John Husky account. And this guy says he has a husky persona. And so just as a wild guess, this researcher, this fan of mine, goes to the Twitter login screen and he clicks the forgot password button and he types in the Ruben Sim Exposed username. And at this point, Twitter gives him a prompt to identify the email on the account to send the password reset request to. And if you type in the wrong email here, Twitter will tell you incorrect email. And so he guessed filehusky@gmail.com, and it was right. It was the right email. And so he sent that to me and he said like, hey, this is basically proof that Captain Argo is Ruben Sim Exposed.
Yeah.
And I took it a step further and I went on Twitter and I looked up the
just a
File
blue
Husky Twitter
husky.
account, and again,
Argo
file
CFL
was
fan,
Argo
that's like
CFL fan,
crazy.
game developer, programmer, writer. I don't know why he thinks he's a writer.
Go
but that's,
die
like, one of the
map
taglines that
zoos
he uses.
Preds.
And,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
all the Captain Argonauts colors on the persona. It types the exact same way as him, and I think it was
Okay,
even
yeah,
followed
absolutely.
by him and another one of his like Twitter alts, his professional account, as he puts it. And so it was without
Like,
a doubt like
yeah,
the same
you
person. And the
can't
fact that
hide
the email
that.
on the Ruben Sim Exposed account is filehusky@gmail is just like the final nail in the coffin.
Right.
That this is the same guy. And if you looked at, I actually went through the likes on the File Husky Twitter account, and I found Cup. And I also found a drawing of like a fox that some furry redrew as like in like this sexual pose. So there's Cup, there's Ophelia,
that's
and
weird,
in the follows,
yeah.
there is a ton of furry artists. And so I posted my findings in a giant Twitter thread. And the other thing was there was a DeviantArt account linked to Captain Argo. This one wasn't actually under the File Husky name. This was under his Captain Argo alias. And I found suggestive artwork of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and also Cream.
Tails is a fictional character, though. Let's get that straight. Yeah. I think that Tails is supposed to be a kid, right? But I mean, it's weird. I don't like that. I'll be honest. I really don't like that. But that's still
Cream
just.
are two of the youngest characters in the entire Sonic franchise. Tails
What?
is 8 and Cream is 6 years old.
Yeah.
What?
And he has like all of this. He very obviously has like a no way. Oh wait. Oh, this is his alt account. Okay, what I just linked is the alt. This is
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
He deleted his DeviantArt. He deleted the DeviantArt.
It's over. Did you archive it?
I think so. I think I have screenshots somewhere. But he very obviously has macrophilia, which is a fetish for like giants and giantesses. And there was like art of Tails from Sonic, but he's like all buff and huge, and his like feet are showing, and you're like looking at that.
Oh, that's
And
whatever. That's so weird. Why Tails? Why Cream? Why Sonic characters?
Oh, here it is. Cream's giant puberty, and it's about Cream hitting puberty and growing and breaking her bed and growing huge breasts.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
And this was in his favorites on his.
Why do all these people have like super easily traceable accounts? Like what?
I don't know. I would think he would have better infosec if he's like doing all this and he's getting all this popularity.
Damn.
So basically, the guy's a file and a zoophile because he's liking furry feral cub. It was like the point of the Lion King was in his likes, and the characters and the artwork that he liked on his Twitter.
Oh, why do we got Lion King porn? Oh, we don't need that.
It wasn't even like anthropomorphic. I guess it's what you would call feral, where they're drawn in the exact same style that they appear in the actual cartoon.
No.
And to make it worse, it was like
No,
one of the
that's
cub characters
the
being
Lion
Scar,
Guard?
the like, big antagonist of the series. And so I
What?
made a post about it. Someone found Ruben Sim Exposed for on Twitter.
No! Fuck! No!
Antagonist of the series, and so I made a post about it. Someone found Ruben Sim Exposed for Persona Twitter and DeviantArt accounts. They both have cover like, and this was like a bombshell on his whole reputation. And even the furries that were like hating on me for the entirety of this week were like, whoa, okay, this guy's fucked up. This guy's weird. A lot of people even changed sides and were like, okay, I get it. I get why you say that these people are all fucking weirdos and messed up and all this and that.
Yeah,
and,
there's quite a few that there's definitely ones that are.
And I think his explanation for the
Well, let's be clear here. Like that Captain Argo sounds like they were like a Ruben Sim fan. Like we're all into like the Roblox Predator Hunter, right? like that that File Husky account, like going after, like what they're saying, like Predator, Zoophile, CP on Roblox, as a copycat of like what Ruben Sim was doing, but also liking this kind of stuff. So
all of his team members are named like Fred, Isaac, Liam, Lee, or some. And then they were making a game about Huskies, and so that's where File Husky came from.
Right.
And it's just like the least convincing argument possible.
Yeah.
And he's still, even today, if you go to his profile, there's a post just from yesterday where he's still just talking about me. And if you look at all of his replies, it's all like burn in hell file and this and that.
Right.
And he started losing followers really quickly, and he was right about to dip below 7,000. And then out of nowhere, a ton of bots came and followed him, and his follower count instantly jumped up to like 25,000.
Wow.
And his posts started getting his posts were getting like 5, 6, 7,000 likes. And if
like,
you look at
I
people,
hope
like,
this isn't all true, but
ever. And
Has he talked about
it's
that
all
as even like for
fucked.
someone else, or?
yes, and he did say that. He said that it was a targeted attack where people are botting his tweets.
Yeah.
And it looks like the bots have been cleaned up because he got reported so many times. But his follower count is still above 7,000, and there are still some people. I don't know if they believe him or maybe
pretty
they just
good.
heard about.
I mean, that's
everything
not
that I found
bad
out.
for
But he still does
Twitter.
have like this support base of people that are still egging him on to keep
Yeah.
posting this stuff. And this is probably a good point to actually bring him in.
Do you know how old this guy is at all? Do you have any information on like what kind of person?
I
he
want to
is?
say he's in his early 20s.
But you don't know.
But I don't know his exact age. No, I haven't.
Okay,
bothered
gotcha.
to look into that. But I know that he is an adult.
And he knows you have all this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why is he even willing to do an interview?
I have
Whoa.
no fucking clue. I'm very curious as to what he's actually going to say.
Yeah.
What's up, Captain? Can I call you Captain or should I call you
Oh
Argo?
wait,
This will be capped.
Okay,
wait.
Cap. Speaking of Cap.
wait,
you say-
Argonaut. I didn't. Okay, I didn't know this. So he got Captain Argonaut onto this call. Like this is getting insane, people. I knew this got weird towards the end, but wow, this is getting wild. Okay, I'm glad I'm going through the entire thing.
If you see that Super Cup, I'm not about it's annoying.
We will get to
Okay,
the
he's definitely hard to understand.
This Ruben Sim Expose account. Can we talk about that?
Sure. Except that it's not me, but I know what you're on.
You say it's not you, but it very clearly is. I mean, this goes all the way back to the.
Okay, doesn't sound mentally challenged to me. He sounds like no foreigner, like he could be like Indo-Canadian or something.
The language that you guys were using, that was kind of. Do you remember when I asked you if you were him when we had that call in my Discord VC like
Let's
months
hear
and
him
months
talk.
ago?
I think so, yeah.
I asked if you were him, and you said no, and that it was just like a wild.
Could be. I have no
coincidence that
clue,
You guys typed the exact
actually.
same, right?
Yeah.
And then
not me, but
and then they posted the screen recording from you. Do you remember that? The screen recording?
yeah, they stole it, but yeah. I'll have to bet right now. I'll have to bet right now. I'll take responsibility for it. It's not me, but I won't take responsibility for doing that because
Well, he's actually kind of like Aussie accent. He does stutter a lot, though. Boy.
Wait. So you said it's not you, right? That wasn't your screen recording.
That was my screen call they took, but I had a private like dev phone thing. But
Well, why did you
took it
tell
somehow.
me? You told me that it wasn't you though. You said it was someone else who just happened to have a Captain Argonaut's profile.
Okay.
Picture. Do you remember that?
I think right now I have so much shit circle on right now. I'm just losing track. I think yeah. One post was, but then
I mean, the thing is, we're not trying to like ruin your life or whatever. We just want to genuinely know who's running the account. We
what's
think
going
it's a lot
on,
of compelling
yeah.
stuff that seems to point towards it being you.
I'll take
So
responsibility for that, but it's not me. I do not want to be.
why would you take responsibility for what someone who isn't you did?
I said no. It's annoying for me because they took my. I see what they've done. They take the words of what people say and they jam it up. But
So if they have that recording, you must know who it actually is, though, right?
no, because I posted it confidentially in private.
What?
Phone, but
What?
No idea.
The account
Why
made
would-
a tweet that says that they got the recording from you, and you're saying they're lying.
I did not give them consent to use it.
Okay. Well, you didn't give them permission to use it. Why would you have to give them permission if it's not your video?
Because again, I'm talking my phone.
Because what?
So again, I'm saying, can you say what you said again? Because I'm talking my phone. My earbuds are
Yeah.
going out.
I said why would you have to give him permission to use the video if it's not yours?
No, they took my video, but I didn't give consent to use it.
So it is your video.
Yeah, that video, they took used my profile picture. They took, I sent it in the private dead form, and they put the dead form over, and they somehow took it.
Well, okay. So you're telling me two different things right now. You're telling me that it's not your video, and this is what you told me on March 9th. You said not me, another dude with that profile picture, and now you're telling me that it is your video.
What?
So which is it? Is it your video or is it not your video?
Yeah, that was my video. I think when you called me then, I was like half awake. Yeah.
So why did you
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
me?
Oh,
why did you
he
tell me
was
that it
only
wasn't?
half
It was
awake.
just a video that they posted, but then they removed it.
So you got confused and you thought there was a different video that I was talking about.
Yeah, because they took two videos and they.
I'm gonna post
I saw it.
the messages before this because I didn't bring up any other video. This is what I said. I said said you posted a screen recording
This
that showed
is
your profile
weird.
picture on your main Twitter, and you said not me, another dude with that profile picture. It's a team logo. So clearly we were talking about the same video.
You could play out.
I said clearly we were talking about the same video because I said you posted a screen recording that showed your profile picture, and not only did you say that it was not you, but you said it was another dude with that profile picture, and then you said it's a team logo. So clearly we were talking about the exact same
Yeah,
video.
he
And there's
knew
no
what
room
he
for
was saying
confusion
when he
because
did
didn't post
that,
anything else with a Captain Argo profile picture except that video.
Okay.
That was a thing for my team I follow, and that's profile picture of this in the 150th year of the team. So and a lot of people have that on their accounts. So like,
But it was your
Okay.
video, and you're saying they stole it.
yes.
Why were you recording videos like that in the first place if we had kind of buried the hatchet through our Discord conversation? Because you sent me that really long message that seemed to show that we were on good terms and that we had a lot of common ground. Why did you continue to go at it?
Because I don't like a lot of the honestly being in some of these fandoms. It's kind of like this is something that should not be definitely around kids off the bat. But like, for me, I want to like make something that's like it's possible. Like, everyone's at the same level. Everyone gets the same level treatment for like the moderation crap. But like I don't know. I just play the video.
So why were you still like recording videos and trying to criticize me like this? Did you change your mind?
Anyways, my mind's still roughly the same because I actually called that video just for a private dead film thing. Because we were talking about it, and it's like I don't know. There's a few months going on, and there's a lot of things going on right now for me. So
okay. Well, why don't we talk about? We can move on. Why don't we talk about the more recent stuff, like the email on the Ruben Sim Expose account? How would you explain that? Because File Husky is your alias, correct?
was my but
Wait, so okay, so he he is File Husky. So he's just gonna admit it, okay.
I still same as Roblox account, but I don't own that email.
You don't own the FileHusky@gmail.com.
Wait, what?
No, I even Outlook one.
It's my email, but I don't own it? Like, does he have like a guardian or somebody that looks after him? What is this? My brain is melting.
The thing, but I don't own the Gmail.
Oh,
account.
this got so wild so quickly.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I have two. Wow. Or I don't really care because now it's my main focus.
Wow, what is
legal
this?
action against them? Is that still on the table?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the September to find anything about it because I submitted under my college student association thing. So I submitted with them and have to wait till September to find anything about it.
You thought about like contacting a lawyer and getting like a consultation?
Yeah, so in my tuition, there's a thing, student service that you can give it to them and they can have some of these cases like this. So I gave it to them and just have to wait till September to find anything about it.
Are you concerned that this person who likes Cup is impersonating you?
No. He admits that he's File Husky.
But he's not FileHusky@gmail.com?
No, I'm not that. That's my email.
You're on the money. That's exactly what he's saying.
Okay.
So he's not FileHusky@gmail.com. He claims he has no idea who actually owns that email. It's definitely the email on the Ruben Sim Expose account. But this is all just a wild.
Sorry, it's just hard to hear what he's saying. My connection is bad, I guess. Yeah.
I just think the video.
You don't have to lie to be nice, Tom. It's hard to understand what he's saying because the way he talks is just, it's really hard.
The screen recording is just too damning, dude. Like, I don't see how you could still sit here and lie to both of us.
Oh, man.
The thing is, like nothing bad is going to happen if you just admit that it's you. I mean, you had problems with Ruben in the past. You had some criticisms of him. I think some of them were, justified.
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. With just saying, it's your account. I mean, it's clearly your account, no?
I'm just do it off back. I'm just saying it's mine. He goes no. I'm understanding it because it's just getting too annoying, too stressful for me. I do not want to be dealing with this like crap anymore.
Well, we know it's your account, okay, and we could pretend all day that it's not, but the reality is that it is your account,
Okay.
and we know it's yours. And every time you lie to us, it's just like this level of disrespect just increases every single time.
Why are you in this call right now, Captain? Why did you join the call to do this?
I think it's just a clear thing, but like, again, that's not my account. I'm just gonna admit just so it's off the thing, just so you guys can shut about it because I want to be doing other things. I don't want to be dealing with this crap every 5 freaking minutes.
That's not an admission, okay? It either is your account or it isn't. It doesn't matter whether or not you admit.
It's not my account. The thing, it's not my account.
But it is your account. But it types the exact same way.
No. See, because then that's a witch hunt thing, right? Where you're saying, no, it is because we know, because it types the same as your other accounts, and because of the FileHusky at Gmail. He's saying FileHusky at Gmail is not his email. There's somebody else who happens to have a Toronto Argonauts picture. Follow with me, guys, here. Okay? This is really crazy. But, so, he's going to keep saying, no, it's not. You can tell him to his face that he's lying, but he's just going to keep lying as a result, right? You can't, no, unless you can solidly prove it like that, because that's a kind of, it's just like no, you're passing judgment. Okay.
Screen recording, which you
and he's not bringing up anything that can like really exonerate him, right?
as to whether or not it's actually yours.
There's
You tried to
two
lie.
things again. There's two.
There was not another screen recording. It didn't post any other video with your profile picture. That was the only one. That was the only one that I brought up in our messages.
So again, out.
That's the only screen recording that account posted with your profile picture. There was no other conversation.
There's no one that they posted, but then they quickly removed it.
They did not post and quickly remove a video. Are you like monitoring this account 24/7 to see what they post?
No,
What?
They blocked me. I got a message from a friend.
When you say
saying that
they,
they-
you're saying you blocked yourself on
Wait,
this account.
what?
I don't understand how you can sit here and expect us to believe you when it's just so obvious. I don't know how retarded you think we are that we're gonna buy that it's not you after all of this proof has been out.
I mean, it's me. You know, it's me. Just move on.
No, I know what you're doing, and you're trying to create plausible deniability for yourself. But we know it's you, dude. You don't have to play this like cheeky little game of, oh, it's not actually me, but I'll say it is, just so you guys shut up. Like we know, dude. You're not like convincing us of anything when you say something like that.
Fine.
But I can see that you're very stubborn on this, so we can move on if you want. You
Yeah,
wanted to
he's never
explain
gonna admit
the
that,
like
so-
on the File Husky account, can you?
It is
I
what it
remember you said
is.
something like you really don't like NSFW content and you don't consume it. And that's not your thing, right?
Yeah, I don't like because.
But
I saw it was that
but
my account
wait,
was like,
File Huskies posted that though, like a bunch. Okay.
And then when I go to like more like start work more and I started like yeah did they like it? So I it's hard to explain and there's stuff I don't want to have in person. I do not want to explain here, but like some stuff like for me like NSFW and all that stuff I do not like.
Did you ever have an interest in NSFW content, or are you claiming that you followed? Because I went through the list of accounts that you followed on File Husky, and like half of it.
Yeah.
It was NSFW.
You used to try to get some exceeded war with Cypher, but after a while, like I think maybe 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, screw it, not interested in it.
So you changed. You decided this isn't me anymore. I'm not going to be liking NSFW content. Too.
Okay.
Please, not interested. Not like.
Shouldn't you delete or take away some of those likes or whatever then?
Was made when I was in high school still, and so I tried to explore more, but like it's not for me.
Okay. How old are you now?
21 at the end of August.
Okay. I noticed. I think the
Okay.
cup tweet that you had liked was from last year. That was 2023.
Yeah, that was an accident because like you know how when you're supposed to YouTube Shorts or whatever garbage now, you sometimes double tap and it likes for you. That's probably why. Like, look the rest of my account, I do not support that.
So you double tapped it and liked it on accident.
You know, when you scroll through, yeah, it's pretty sure I do not support that.
How do you like it on accident? Do you think you instinctively hit the like button just as like a reflex?
No, I remember like I was going through one night. I was going through a whole bunch of random like things on my feed, and it's probably just tapped it. But yeah, I tapped it like on a lot of things.
You tap a lot of things.
Okay,
and
Yeah,
just
you
what
like a
happened.
lot of things on
By
accident
the way,
then.
you don't double tap images to like them on Twitter. That doesn't work like that. That only works on Instagram. You have to actually hit the like button on Twitter, which is pretty small on your screen. And
No,
you're saying, it also does like an animation. And
Yeah,
you're saying,
the extension I have on the extension something that I have all likes for you, but yeah.
oh, it was an extension that auto likes tweets, and that's why you like the company. So it wasn't you that liked it; it was the extension. What extension is it?
Oh wait, I forget. I delete a whole bunch of extensions on the thing because it was crashing it. So
Can you look
I
for
have
it?
to look through my
And
files
maybe
again.
find. That's okay.
I can't.
I would like to know what this extension is.
I can't right now because I'm on my phone, so it's not.
Damn. Okay, maybe another time. I guess we'll just have to believe you on that.
Yeah.
I believe
That
it.
you have a.
You know, it's
why-
just stupid.
Another thing I want to know is why was that in your feed in the first place? Did you follow the artist, or do you think maybe someone
Oh,
else
man,
followed?
this is-
was a couple enthusiast
this
who followed
is-
that account?
this is- this is pain.
It's stupid algorithm because like Twitter algorithm is like.
He shouldn't have agreed to do this, chat. Like, he shouldn't have. Like, he just makes himself look worse going into this call. Like, oh. At least, need somebody to mediate. No, what is going on? This is just insane.
Yeah, I was not like you can click, you don't recommend it, don't watch it, and you still recommend it.
All these people are insane.
On my thing, because like anytime it's either some political discussion or some political or how the world's gonna end if you don't do this.
Yeah, Twitter will just send you all the brain rot and cup that Twitter feels like, right?
Yeah.
And you just keep pressing like on it? What?
Political, the stupid bots and the stupid fascist racism and all the.
I see Twitter just keeps pushing Farrell for a report on him. He keeps having to press the like button. If I'm understanding this correctly, what?
I feel like that probably never would have gotten in your feed in the first place if you hadn't been following furry artists on Twitter, because there were a lot of them, and I don't know how you can tell me that that you like quit looking at furry when you still had all that stuff in your feed and in your list.
I think and that's why I have my main, my personal, my Falcon, because like keep all stuff because my main is just for football, CFL, it's like basically basically my main is for random crap. So it's always changes. It's never really the same. That's why I
Right. So yes, the furry account and the football account, but both both him and File Husky are so both Captain Argo and File Husky are different accounts of the same person. Then we have confirmation on that.
Like, me and my Flick account is just repost my main, repost Flick stuff, maybe just like a few things, but not just, yeah.
Yeah. And okay, this is something I saw you talk about before, and I really want to give you a chance to bring this up. Is the DeviantArt account? You created that account when you were a kid, right? When you were young.
Yeah, young. Yeah. It was before it was for like when it was for like a school project, we were supposed to like look at I don't know what school was doing, but it was a school was like a and also was a share account with my friend. We were trying to look at it was messing around in high school.
At what point did it go from being used for school purposes to being used for like fetish art? Because I noticed there was a lot of giant fetish art that you were liking. Can you explain like, how that transition seemed to occur? Were you 18 when you were liking that stuff?
No. The thing, we always mess around in high school. Like, after like messing around in high school after like
Okay, we shouldn't condemn people for like a weird porn that they've liked years ago though. Like that's what 3-4 years ago now at this point. Then, like I'll agree, it's a strange fetish, and we don't need to do that to Sonic characters. I personally don't get like the appeal of like making like pornography of like cartoon characters. I've never gotten that. But
I mean, I think in 2016. No, that's right. 16, it was like in the in like 2019 or 18. We were just like messing around in high school, like with friends and stuff. Like we was gonna share it down between a couple of friends, all just messing around because we didn't have any use for it.
So it was a shared account.
Basically, because we always didn't want to make a
Wait,
stupid
what?
account for stupid projects. I took the board I made one myself, and all we would just share around messing around with it.
So all of the giant that was favorited on that account, you're saying that wasn't you, that was your friend?
Yeah, it was all like a whole group. I think two or three different people. Like we were all just messing around.
okay.
Okay.
You share
This is a lot.
you share a account with your friends?
No, I did that.
The account was called Captain Argo, and it has your profile picture from YouTube on it, or at least it did.
That was an old thing. Like I barely use that. Yeah.
So I want to be clear about this. Who was liking all of the giant?
I think one of my friends, I'm not naming names, but one of my friends, he's like into like dino crap.
Uh-huh.
I think like, he's into like dino.
It was your friend, and you are not the Ruben Simmons
Okay.
account, and it's all just a wild coincidence. I will give you credit. On this. If even if it wasn't your friend, I would say that the DeviantArt stuff that you were liking was liked when you were a kid, and so I'm not gonna call you like a pedophile for some of the awful
right,
things.
exactly.
Although in all fairness, even if you were only like 16 when you liked the images of like Cream and Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, those characters are very, very young. Cream
Yeah,
is,
it's
like,
still
6
weird.
series,
Yeah.
and Tails is 8. So that
I'll agree.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because it's beyond. Yeah. It was more because my account my account was even like on 80-52. Like, there's a lot of stuff that on my account that also this is available for adults. Like thanks mods, but like thanks mods, but still allowing me to see some other bad fetish crap. But whatever. It was still like locked down to like under 18 before I banned it.
TurkeyTom, do you have anything else that you wanted to ask him?
That's the majority of what I wanted to go over. I guess the thing I just want to communicate to you, Captain Argo, is I feel like there's no punishment for just admitting that the account is yours. I mean, there's just like it's not even like a circumstantial thing.
Yeah.
It's obvious the account is yours.
Yeah.
Did you say yeah?
Yeah, I was talking to my side. Yeah, I was just saying I'm done with this. Like, grab it, fine, it's my account. Don't learn don't try to cancel attack me over it.
Wait, did you just say it's yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said it. He just admitted
not
to
just,
it.
like trying to dance around it. It is you.
No, it just isn't. Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah,
Oh.
thank you for that. I feel like
I mean, it only took him like constantly badgering him to finally open up about it. Like there was way too much circumstantial evidence, but it's like, stop lying about it. And I noticed he kept doubling down when they did that. And it's like, right, when Tom admitted, right, that there's no judgment, no issue with him just coming clean and admitting that since they already know it, that's not a problem. He's willing to admit that because, like, they knew it, and I could judge just using my judgment, my logic, could say, yeah, there's almost no chance it's not him, right? But
I'll maybe it's kind of what I said in that account. It was like the problem is that I have with the whole like thing when you contact in one group is that it's kind of like what we've been seeing applies now. Basically, you're shifting the camera away from the main problem. Like in this thing like group, where it's like the problem is like your kids who are which if I was in charge, I would go hard in looping. Was like your kids going fully on the iPad with the parents any restriction, let the parents do any dilly dally or whatever like restriction, and they get mad that the kid gets seen stuff that's not supposed to. But it's kind of like
okay, but the thing is, it is really creepy, right? It is like stalking, basically. Like you're a-logging the shit out of Ruben Sim, everything he does. Like, again, I have dealt with like similar accounts and such in the past, and the thing is, it doesn't make him a bad person. Like, these aren't really bad people. It's usually they're doing this because they're annoyed and they're also bored. So they need to find a new hobby. They need to find something else to do. Is what it is.
You should be playing inappropriate stuff. The developer who makes stuff should not be making like bad stuff. Parents should watch what the kids are doing. The company should be knowing what they should know what's on the account and do the proper restrictions.
So why did you lie about owning the account? I guess is my biggest question, because I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal to just say the truth. You know?
I feel like they don't want to get attacked or don't want to be like.
Right, he thought he was going to get attacked. Yeah.
How do you think I feel when you say you don't want to be attacked? How do you think it feels when I have this random guy who I've never met before
Constantly attacking him?
Even at the most inappropriate times, just the most ridiculous criticism. Don't you think maybe I feel a little attacked by all of that? How every single day, over and over again, you just tweet, "Oh, Ruben's bad because of this. Ruben's bad because of that."
I think people feel like you are really where like if people do nothing, and then they get attacked by your families. Which, to be fair, it's like your responsibility up to some point.
Up to a certain. What am I supposed to do? Because I tell my fans I don't support harassment and all this and that, and it sounds like the things you're accusing my fans of doing is exactly what you're doing.
That's what I mean. Like up to some point, with like unless if it's I can play more clearly. Like to a point where if you didn't say anything at all, then that if you say now you're saying you don't harass him, that's fine. That's your part, and that's up to it's on the fans. But if you didn't say anything at all, then that was a
I'm having kind of a hard time understanding you. You can type.
It's okay. It's just that it's like up to some point. I mean that if it wasn't like if you didn't say anything at all, then responsibility would be on you. But if you said don't people don't harass people, don't target.
And I do say that. I do say stuff like that. So why is it my responsibility if people who aren't even listening to me, who probably aren't even my fans, are going out and bothering people?
See, this is my problem though, is I feel like Ruben Sim, by his own admission, by his own words, has been like, it's okay for him to be real spicy to these people or whatever, but he has had like an antagonistic reaction to like the furry community and has been negligent with how he has approached like actual criminals and such. Like, he is not a professional. He is not part of law enforcement. This is really dangerous stuff that you're playing around with. And then this Captain Argo, is just a like obsessed like anti-fan who's been like trying to just smear him constantly without any good reason, and it's just like it's all such bullshit.
I've seen over the last little bit, it's kind of like even though I think I've been trying to look for any evidence of that. It's like you said me a few times, but anyway, it's fine.
So can we bury this once and for all? And can you stop like harassing me with this Ruben Sim exposed account?
Yeah, because I want to watch football. There's football season coming up. I want to my team. It's like a stupid scandal right now, but do it.
Look, I think the best case scenario for all of this would be if you were just go on the account, make a little post being like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry for everything. You know, I posted a lot of bull."
Is that okay? Is that real? Is that what he? Expo. Okay, at Ruben Sim expose. The end. This account. Oh, so that, he did post that. This account is done. May 14th. And he hasn't posted on there since then. Okay.
And then if you just say that, then I think everybody will just walk their separate ways, and everyone will be happy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's a fair compromise.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did they end up like actually kind of fixing this? Like at least clearing up this one thing? Like, you know, it hasn't cleared up shit with like the Blue Wolf stuff or like Jersey furry shit, which I think is a bigger issue. But no, if he's getting this insane stalker off his tail, it is one thing. Like he does need to address the reasons why like people hate him, like people think he's a bad person. But this is making a lot of progress. I think this is a good step in the right direction.
I think that would earn you back a lot of respect because people would appreciate the fact that you're not lying about it more. Because that kind of pissed me off.
What we say? What can I start with it?
Do what now?
Could you wait in the chat? What we say in a tweet?
I could help. You should probably write this on your own if you want to send it to it, like preview before you post it. That's fine.
Yeah. I would say like play them. This is we're not working now. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you settled that finally.
Yeah. That's why not stupid. Finally, these days of death.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Captain Argo, for the interview. Nice talking to you.
You too.
Good talking to you.
See ya.
Okay. I removed him from the group.
What the?
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I told you, man. He's very hard to like understand when he talks. He has a
Yeah, I literally understood like 10% of what he said. It was like XQC levels of bad, even worse. I don't know.
yeah, so, okay, so let's do a little recap here. He had an extension on his browser that would automatically like tweets, which is why he liked the free. I appreciate that he's being honest about even after he lied about it over and over again. He's being honest that he owns the Ruben Sim Expose account. But I feel like we've just been lied to like 20, 30 more times in the span of the
What I'm curious about is why he finally decided, like, the conversation was over. We had basically given up. And you were like,
finally turns around.
you're like everything else. And I was like, just admit it's you. And he was like, all right, it's me. Like, what
Yeah.
is that? Why?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
it's because you said, there's not going to be any judgment. There's no issue with him just admitting it at this point, which is true. Like, everybody knows. And I think, once he was assuaged of, like, his fears, then we could actually make some progress. So...
Oh, man, this guy, I just have like this weird ability to attract just the most weird people into my hate base, and it's almost I'm hardly even surprised at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it was
wonder
like-
why
it was
that
like half
is,
an hour,
Ruben.
50 minutes maybe
I
of talking to
wonder
him, and we were
why
just, like, going over the same-
that
he denies it, he
is.
denies it. He's like, you're not supposed to over this, not me, it's not me, it's not me.
Maybe, no, going after, like, really weird people, attracting, like, really weird, like, obsessed, stalkery people into your community who want to A-log predators. Maybe all this is just, like, a perfect storm of badness to, like, attract crazy people that you don't want anything to do with, Ruben.
And at the
I
very
don't know,
end, we're
just
literally
putting
about
that
to
out
leave.
there.
We're taking over, we're about to leave. You're like, do you have anything else you want to ask? And I come up with a bullshit question.
Quite
I'm like, just admit it,
possible.
thinking he wouldn't. He's like, yeah, I mean, you're right. It is me. Just don't attack me over it. And I'm like, what the f is going on? I couldn't even believe my ears. I was like, wait, did you just say that?
Well, I was going to ask him something, but I decided not to because I figured it'd be in bad taste. All of like the weird fetish stuff that he likes is pretty common among people who've been like molested or had some kind of sexual trauma when they were a kid.
Yes,
Someone on Zoijack Party found his Google review page. He had a review 7 years ago for what I think is like a church, and he left 1 star. He just said, "You don't want to know." And I didn't want to ask him about this because I thought it'd be kind of tasteless to be like,
Yeah,
"Were you
that
molested
would-
when you were a kid?"
absolutely,
But I don't know.
that's-
I feel like that's like, if
absolutely
that's
off
what happened, it can kind of explain where a lot of this
base.
weird like sexual deviation type stuff comes from.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if you remember.
And
during-
thank you for doing the bare minimum to not trying to use that guy's trauma as a bludgeon against him.
that like long write up.
Like, he would
listed a
have
bunch of
left.
groups, and he listed like
he
YouTubers,
said
furries, priests. So that's
Priest,
why
and
that was in
the
there.
first time. Yeah, that was the first time I had seen that, and I think he's trying to like allude to priests molesting people.
Well, it's very out of
And I
place like
wonder-
in that list of people, right? Like YouTubers,
yeah,
actors,
YouTubers,
priests.
streamers, gamers, priests, politicians, cosplayers, teachers, etc.
Kind of feel bad for the guy, He got, maybe.
Yeah. Well, he's an adult now, and he can make his own decisions. So.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at least now you
I
know.
told the truth.
Now you know.
Yeah, damn, I was really on the fence about it until he said at the very end
Yeah.
that it was it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's cool.
Did he know we were recording?
Resolution. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I told him that it was for a video for you, so I
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's good. Well, we got like the actual resolution to the conflict.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll actually like make the tweet. That's what I want to see.
He made
He's
the
been doing
tweet.
this thing. He
He
brought up this
didn't
event
post on there
situation,
again,
right before
so-
all this stuff got dropped on him. That one of my fans brought like
Wow,
a pellet gun to school and committed.
This has just been I didn't even know that this was going to take this turn. Like, I didn't pre-watch this for a reason. I'm glad. Like, this has just been this is a wild ride. This is my time to say, since I'm reacting to this, if you are watching this and enjoyed what I showed, like enjoyed the video I reacted to, please go to TurkeyTom's channel, okay? And drop him a like, because that is a good video. Now, here's the link to the video. I'm going to post it in my chat. So, go give that a view and a like, because you saw it here. He's owed it for this, I
Yeah, I
think.
saw that.
And the news was like branding him as like a school shooter, but I don't think that was the case because he brought a pellet gun.
Pointing pellet gun, frightened adolescent commits suicide by cop with a pellet gun. How can we make this about Ruben? I have the dumbest hate base out of any YouTuber. Wait, what?
School. Like, what are you gonna do? Poke someone's eye out?
Yeah.
with a pellet gun. So obviously this kid, I think he
It's
had
still
like some
crazy.
vital posts, but he also followed me on Twitter and he was like arguing with furries in the days leading up to his suicide. And him bringing that up and like trying to take advantage of this kid's, as it was honestly like a big motivation for me to actually lay him out like this, because I just thought that was like the most up tasteless thing ever. This kid was only 14 years old and he killed himself.
There were a few people saying stuff about that on Twitter. I saw some posts with like 13,000
and
likes, maybe.
I think a lot of it came from him though, because he was like one of the biggest accounts to tweet about that.
Right.
I know.
But that's
I still feel like that's not good to basically. Oh yeah, you should hate these people. All this like to somebody who's like unstable
is
like
so
that. Like
fucked
again, don't you realize you're like attracting a lot of unstable people in your fan base? And I don't think you are responsible for your fan base if you're not explicitly telling them to go out and do these things, right? But realize, no, especially because like Roblox community trends very young, like they're going to be like kids and teenagers, minors, right? We're talking about like unstable minors are like a lot of the Ruben Sim fans, I think.
Tasteless. He's 14. He didn't actually intend on hurting anyone.
I mean, especially if you had a
This is definitely a problem.
Able to claim him with that, so.
I looked it up too, and it was a 177 caliber pellet, and you can buy those on Amazon.
Yeah.
This is not a firearm. This is just a kid
He
who
was-
wanted the police to shoot him.
Yeah, either that or he just was completely and brought that to school thinking that, kids thought it would be funny. But either way, I mean, kid dies.
No,
so,
I
I guess with all that being
definitely
said,
like
that's,
suicide
that's the
by
conclusive
cop
message
from
you
the
wanna give
sound of
people
it.
for all this drama, maybe people out there who saw it go down and maybe were poised against you, or thank
Honestly,
you.
the cops should have taken that into consideration, like realize like what sort of arm he actually had, right? Like shooting a kid with a pellet gun is definitely an L for the cops, okay? Gonna put that
I
out
would
there.
like to say, I would actually like to
Like, that
apologize
should-
to people
really
because
needed to
I
be
should not have
handled
put Sappho
differently.
next to him on the iceberg. Sappho belongs down in the Vouch zone, and so I will take
Yeah.
I will take the blame. I will take responsibility for getting that wrong. What I wanted to do with the iceberg graphic was I wanted to have there be a distinction between full-blown zoo files and anthropomorpho zoo files. And because I was in such a rush to get the video done, I fucked up and I put Sappho in the wrong place. And also the guy that died was really tasteless, even though I didn't know. I probably should have maybe
Yeah.
done a little more background into the people that I was putting on there, given the implication of it. But,
Absolutely,
aside from that,
but-
I think everyone can see by now that furries are weird, they're very sexual, they're very into furry, and they probably don't belong in spaces like on Roblox and schools and workplaces
see.
and stuff, given this fact. And,
Okay,
yeah.
because again, you're going into but furries don't belong in any of those things. No, this is the same thing with like, oh, trans people don't belong in a space, or drag queen story hour or whatever. Like, what if, like, just hear this hypothetical out. What if, like, Captain Argo or something can turn the furry stuff off, and just like, no, regular, like, cis-het adults don't bring up their sex lives in school. Like, teachers don't do that normally, right? They're not good teachers, not teachers you want around your kids. That they could be a furry privately and publicly. Like, the problem is some of these people make like furry their entire identity, and that's the problem. You need to back away from that, I think.
That's about it. That's really all I got.
All right, well-
and that is the great
Okay.
Ruben Furry War of 2024.
Yeah, I would say it's probably not over yet. You still have a Twitter account. I'm sure some more shenanigans will go down. But yeah, thanks for the
We'll
review.
see.
Looking forward to your video. Appreciate it. And yeah, I guess glad we know who the guy was.
And like I say, again, plug this. This is Tom Dark, so this is TurkeyTom's second channel. This was his full interview with Ruben Sim, who's been in a lot of Roblox drama himself. Go watch it, give it a like. Since I covered the entire thing, like, make this only fair. I'm not trying to steal content here. I would say that this is transformative. I've spent over 2 hours talking about this, analyzing it. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, listening to this stuff. This is crazy. Damn. All right. I'll see you all.